Sergio, I'm fucking so happy to have you on. What's going on?
Man, look at this. Finally, huh? Look at us.
It's been look at us. What's it been, a year now?
Yeah, I think it's been longer than that, man.
Dude, where have you been? I've been seeing is your shit come up and you look better and better and better and better. And I'm like, we got to talk to this guy and see what's going on. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Everyone looks good on Instagram, man. Come on.
Shut up.
It's not.
No, you got no. You made,
but it's true though. You know, I mean, because some people run their whole businesses off Instagram, looking good through their phone. But we know bodybuilding is not. It's not that. It's not. I got to eat, relax, go to the gym, get a pump, and then when I look good, I take a picture and capture it. I wish that's how bodybuilding was. I wish we could go on stage whenever we wanted. Can you imagine?
You look your absolute
you
best.
imagine if it's just like we're just, you know? But I bet you that's how it used to be back in the day. Like, obviously not just chilling at your house and you can just show up whenever you want. But I heard stories, at least like my dad's day, that they would just like keep pumping up if they weren't ready. Because what are they going to do?
Yeah.
What are they going to put on another class?
Yeah, but you know, back in the day, it was just bodybuilding. There was no classic physique, so there was no time constraints. It was just, let's wait till the guys are ready, and they will come out when they're ready.
The shows were just as long.
Yeah.
It was they were still 5 hours long, but yeah, it was just bodybuilding.
It was just bodybuilding. Paul, Sergio, do you know Paul?
Yes.
Well, what do you mean? Come on. Ask you that.
How you doing, Sergio?
Oh, brother.
Good. How you looking good? These in your pictures I've been seeing.
Yeah, I've seen you more than I've seen the actual Fouad.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw each other at the Olympia.
Yeah, and whenever I am at where you guys are, this guy's so busy.
Why you guys got to see each other at the Olympia?
Just for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't. Yeah. I was locked in a booth for like 3 days straight.
You're too famous now, man.
Shut the fuck up. You should have. See, you knew where I was. You should have came by my booth.
I did. Remember, you were doing a show. No, you were doing a show. I'm just fucking with you.
I know.
No, you were on the air. That was really cool how you guys did that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like, I thought it was cool to give back to the fans. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it was a shit show. I'm sure it was so hard trying to get that going with the noise and.
Well, the noise was good. They soundproofed the booth well. I think the toughest thing was we started out with like a 5-minute limit. So like we actually had like a timer. So because we wanted as many fans to be able to come in as possible. But you know, when you're talking to people, like, how are you going to talk to somebody for 5 minutes? And and then just they're in the middle of a story and you're like, oh, gotta go. So, you know, some people were in there for 10 or 15 minutes. So it was hard that way. But I think people that got in were appreciative that they were able to get in and shoot the shit for a little while and be part of it. So it was just I think it was cool. It wasn't, you know, people are like, oh, that's not a good way to make money. And I'm like, it wasn't about making money. It was like, we wanted to like kind of say thank you to people that supported the podcast or supported the company and all that. So it was more about that. But anyway, enough about me. So we were talking about how good you look, and you've deflected the conversation because I know you don't like to talk about yourself.
But it is true though. I mean, even if I did like to talk about myself, it's still true. Like bodybuilding, and I want, you know, people need to know this, like, because it's so easy to watch bodybuilding through your phone and be like, you fucking suck. But did that person just eat one wrong thing before they went on stage?
Yeah.
You know, did they have some kind of stress or something that happened before, made you hold water? Like, there's so much that happens between the person's last post and when they step on stage, and that's bodybuilding. And, you know,
yeah, but I don't. But
that's the hardest part.
So I'm going to defend the fan for a minute, not because I think you're wrong, but just so we can have a back and forth. That's like that in any other sport though too. Like if Tom Brady goes out to play and he plays like shit, people are like, "Oh, Tom Brady sucks. He had a bad game, whatever." But they don't know if he got in a fight with his wife the night before, if he had the flu, if he like. You know, if maybe he hurt his wrist.
I see what you're saying, where it does apply to all sports, but that's not a good example because one, you have teammates. There's plenty of times people have bad games and they still win. And two, that's not a direct for sure you're going to lose. Like in bodybuilding, you're 100% going to lose unless the show is weak. If you ate something you're not supposed to be eating, you spilled over or you came in flat or whatever it was, and you did that, it's for sure going to cost you.
Okay, well,
100%.
I guess you could say for any individual sport then. Like if you took golf, if you took boxing, if you took UFC, right?
No,
You could
because look at Michael Jordan. He played the flu game. He's dying with the flu. If you have the flu on a bodybuilding stage, you will look like
you're fucked.
Sloppy Joe.
You're
You're
fucked.
you're mashed potatoes
Yeah.
on stage. No. Like, look how many people, like, you hear even stories like golf. You said golf. I heard stories of people having diarrhea and they're having
Yeah.
to like run off and take shits. If you have diarrhea on stage
Yeah, you're
at a
fucked.
bodybuilding show,
Yeah.
please
can't
good
think
luck
of-
with abs and thighs, brother.
I
Well,
can't
okay.
think anything worse happening to you.
Okay, I will give you that because it's your appearance. Any minute thing, you can't. It's like, I guess I see what you're saying. Whereas in other sports, even individual sports, you could play through an illness or something. Whereas in bodybuilding, if you have the flu, you can still stand on stage and try and get through it. But if you have the flu, you're probably retaining water. Maybe your stomach's bloated. Maybe so. Then it's not just about the will of it. It's more about the look too. So I guess in that sense, you're right. But I understand.
So, and the reason why we're talking about this is that, right, there's lots of people who look good on social media.
Yeah.
You look great on Instagram, and then when they step one look, I'm not gonna name any names. There's people that look good on social media because they hide things.
Yeah.
There's definitely, in the last 2 years, there's a lot of people who we thought were like, I remember thinking like, damn, this person's fucking really good, and they step on stage and they're actually not. It was just really good.
Who are you talking about, Sergio?
I know you.
That's like when you're at the
Hey,
gym
well,
too, though.
They have more followers than all of us put together, so they're doing something right.
But
anyway.
but I think that's just human nature. Like if you look across the board, even you, even me, nobody posts their bad photos. You know what I mean?
No,
if I'm doing, like, let's say I'm doing progress pics, I'm not posting my ab and thigh.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean on a Photoshop level, of course.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't post our bad stuff. I'm saying there's two types. I wasn't finished. There's the people that hide and Photoshop and filters, and then there's like even people like me. I feel like unless you've met me, right, you don't really know what I look like on social media. But my biggest problem in bodybuilding is nailing my condition. So I'm not using filters, I'm not photoshopping, I'm not hiding anything, but I'm still trying to figure out which food my stomach can digest when I have no water in my body when I step on stage. And that's something I just learned at my last show. That's the only reason why I even did that last show, because when I did the Arnold, I was still trying to carb up on things I did when I was a lot smaller and a lot younger, and it didn't work. And that's why I look like shit. So
hold that thought for a sec, Sergio. I just want to say hi to Guy. What's going on, guys? This podcast is brought to you by Marek Health, and I have been working with them for some time now. Now, originally, I got a whole host of blood markers checked. I had my hormones optimized. I had everything explained to me that was going wrong, that we needed to fix. And to be honest with you, this is just something that a regular doctor, family doctor, or most traditional doctors don't want to do, don't want to recommend, or even more so, just don't understand. So I'm going to show you guys the Marek Health website. If you go to marekhealth.com/RBP and use code RBP at checkout to save yourself a little bit of money. This is my page. This is the RBP page at marekhealth.com. If you check it out, you see the different lab panels or checkup panels that you can get. Listen, one of the things that is so important about Marek is they treat everybody individually. No two people are the same, and no two people are going to get the same recommendations. This is not a cookie cutter system. This is very individualized, and that is the most important. You're not going to get this type of nuance in any other place that you go to, and that's why I've chosen them to work with. So this is the thing. This is not just about taking care of yourself when you get sick. This is not just about my blood work looks bad, I need to fix it. This is about taking a completely healthy athlete and optimizing their nutrition and optimizing their health, optimizing their hormones to make sure they can succeed faster and better than the average guy who does not know what's going on with their body. Guys, check out marekhealth.com/RBP. Use code RBP at checkout and learn how to get your body in sync so you can keep growing and keep being the best you can be. You look like an old Italian man when you're sleeping.
You look good. You look good, yeah.
The sleeveless shirt.
I love it.
Does this change anything?
No.
The gold cross.
Yeah,
Nobody told me Guy was going to be on.
Well, yeah, I know you two. See, look, I have a strategy. I know you two together make for a good time. So I was like, I got to have Guy on with Sergio.
Sergio, I never know the lineup.
Yeah,
I never know either.
I don't tell anybody. I just put a team together, and we always have fun. But going back to your point, I want to ask you a question that I think a fan would ask. So, how old are you, Sergio? In your mid-30s, right?
38.
Okay, 38. And you've been a pro now for 8 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So the average person that isn't a hardcore bodybuilding fan would say, how come at 38 as a pro after 8 years, you still haven't figured out the food that works for your body?
Because when I won my pro card, I was 245, and now I'm competing on stage at 285.
Yeah. So to explain it to people, explain to people what Sergio means is like, it's an ever evolving, it's always a moving target, right? Is that kind of what you're implying?
Not for everyone. I actually think there's a lot of people who have advantages. I think a lot of smaller, even shorter people, they're going to grow and fill out faster. Yeah. So they're going to be like Fouad, you're not like tall, but you're taller. You were definitely getting your ass kicked in the beginning of your career by guys that were in, smaller classes or whatever it was, like in the NPC. They just fill out faster.
Yes.
But their problem in the long run is that now where do they grow? You're only going to grow sideways. So then the taller guy gets the advantage. But yeah, like your stomach digestion and look too, there's a lot of diuretics that go into bodybuilding, and it's
Sergio, before you skip over that point, I just want to explain that a little further. So you're talking like, just to give examples, so you're saying somebody like a Derek Lunsford or a Hottie or a Nick Walker are going to definitely fill out their frame faster than somebody like you or like a Steve Kuklo or Dennis Wolf or something. So you're going to get there eventually. And when you do, you will start beating those shorter guys if all plans go, if everything goes to plan. But takes you longer to fill that frame out.
Like Quentin.
Like Quentin or Samson. I mean, Samson too. Yeah. Been a pro for a number of years until he finally started to fill out that frame.
It's a big frame to fill out.
Yeah.
How tall are you, Sergio?
I'm shorter than Samson. I'm 5'11".
We were talking about that recently, weren't we, Fouad? Because you're really wide though, right? Like you got a big frame.
Yeah.
No, I texted. That was a couple months ago. I texted Sergio on here because you guys were bitching about his height. Somebody was saying he was shorter than he was, and somebody saying he was taller than he was. And I texted him, and one of you motherfuckers was wrong because I wasn't.
I think I said he was 6 foot, and I think
that's what I thought.
And I think Ben
said.
Well,
I definitely was taller.
I was too. I used to be taller.
I've shrunk. Oh yeah, I've shrunk big time. Yeah.
Me too. I used to be 5'9".
Squatting. Is it the squatting, like the heavy?
Yeah, because I used to be a big time squatter. I was almost 6'1" when I was in the NPC. I remember a couple times that I measured myself. And then I don't know why I measured myself as a pro and realized I'm telling people I'm still 6 foot, and I'm like 5'11". I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I used to be 6'1" too. It's a weird thing.
I really was 5'9". Now I'm barely 5'8".
Sergio, you were going on. You went on to diuretics before I cut you off. Where were you going with that?
Oh, but what you were saying before though is there's no young, tall ass like superstars who kill it right away. Sure. The only time was like back in the day when like Arnold was like 19 years old and shit. He's killing it, but he's going against everyone shorter than him. Otherwise, the taller person, it always takes forever. Like even you were just saying Dennis Wolf. Like we didn't know about Dennis Wolf when he was young. He was definitely younger, but he's not Nick and Derek's. He's not 23 years old, fucking competing Olympia and shit.
I think a lot of those tall guys too now have gone to Classic. A lot of these guys, instead of filling that frame out, they've gone over to Classic. A lot of them.
That's true too. Yeah, some of them.
I mean, we all would have done Classic if they had it. If you're over 5,
I wouldn't have.
Why wouldn't you? If you're the same height, same weight anyway, you would just enter both classes. We just didn't have that.
If you could make it, yeah.
No. Wait a minute, Sergio. Let's go back. So, let's say you're starting out. You're 25.
Like I was a middleweight, so I was 176, a middleweight.
Yeah, same thing.
at 6 foot. I would just have hopped in the classic class and the middleweight class.
No, I know. I'm asking, moving forward, do you think you would have stayed a classic competitor, or would you have tried to move up?
What kind of stupid question is that?
It's not a stupid question.
Yes, it is. It's so stupid because
How's it stupid?
hate, because you know.
If you ask me that, I would say I think I would have stayed in classic.
No, yeah, I don't think you would have.
No. Look, you're confusing people that don't understand bodybuilding. Classic isn't something you choose. You either are it or not. What it means is at that weight, at that height, your body is completely filled out. And that's the problem with bodybuilding is people have no legs, no back. They're missing something completely, but they're like, oh, I'm this weight for classic.
Wait a minute.
You're never going to know what your body is going to look like.
That's not what I'm implying. I'm saying you.
But it is because
no, it's not. You have a.
Do any of us know the weight for classic for whatever 6 foot is? Like
it's
like 240.
It's like 240. Yeah.
So at 240, I would have looked like those balloons at the fucking used car dealership. There's no way that I would have been something that would have been, I would have said, oh, I'm going to stay here. That's what I'm saying. You're making it seem like I look like what I do now at that weight.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm saying like if you took Chris Bumstead, right? He hasn't maxed out his physique. He's decided to stay at that weight. But he's
maxed out weight wise. He's
maxed out weight wise, but he hasn't maxed out his physique. You at 240 might look incredible.
No way.
No,
I look like shit. Look at what I won my pro card with. I still was skinny and lengthy. It's not pleasing.
I have nothing to say. I'm not tall, so I'm out of this whole conversation.
No, I
guess it would have shaped your direction. It would have shaped your off seasons and stuff moving forward had you decided to stay in classic.
I guess I'm
saying honestly too, then what is the point of even doing what you do then?
Yeah, because you're limited.
I can't even fathom even 212, like even the 212 class. I think it's so hard to transfer weight from one muscle to another and do bodybuilding, not just train. You just go to the gym and you go all out on legs, all out on chest, back, shoulders, arms, everything all out. In classic and 212, you have to get to a certain weight, and you're not, filled out.
You're restricted.
Now you have to fill it out as much as you can, because look at even the 212 people that now are starting to slip over that weight. They almost look a little bit better. Yeah. Look at all the like Ronnie Rocco, David Henry, like the Gustavo Badell, those people back then, that height, they're just on the 212. Have you seen Jonathan De La Rosa at 225 when he was with Chris Cisternino? Yeah. He looked insane. 212, no, it wouldn't.
Yeah, but we've always had those people that are in the middle, right? Yeah. I mean, even if you took Derek, I mean, what did Derek weigh at the Olympia? 235? Yeah.
Something like that.
So, I mean, some people can some people can look good. I mean, I don't think weight matters because it's structure. Like if you look at Phil Heath is like on stage at 250, but he looks like he's 270.
Yeah, it's insane.
So it's like, I don't know. It's hard to just say, well, this weight and that weight. Because
but the reason why we were talking about this is I was saying I could never imagine that's the rest of my career.
Yeah.
Being like classic and staying at that weight.
I see a lot of
forever.
I see a lot of amateurs struggling with that because they're at the top of their class right now in classic, but they're not good enough yet to go pro. They need a body part or two. So it's like, but how can they? They have to go to bodybuilding now.
And that's where you got to take a year or two off, bro. And not
that's the problem. That's the problem today. There's no weeder. You're not a weeder athlete. You don't have a muscular development contract. You have a Flex magazine contract where you can take a year or two off and just build. You're going to lose sponsors. No, you're going to pay for somebody to go. They would have to be like someone who looks insane for you to invest in them for 2 to 3 years, to not do shows, to fill out that frame, because if they go right away, they're going to look like shit. And
I did that.
Who did?
I did.
Oh, with one of your athletes?
Yeah.
I did too. I had one at the classic.
Look, I don't think there's anything. I don't think everybody wants to just keep getting more and more fucking huge. I think some people are like, you know what? I look really good at 240. I really like the fucking way I look. I can still train really hard. I just can't eat a lot of food, take a lot of drugs.
And you can't. I guess you
I
can't.
think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I think everyone knows this could be a little bit bigger. This could be a little bit bigger, but it means you're going into the deep end with the big boys. And that makes people say, you know what? Open is unhealthy. I don't want to take that much drugs.
I don't think that's true, man. I think some
Well,
guys.
yes, it is. Well,
I
you
think-
know the
No,
class.
no, I'm
I know
serious.
the
I think some guys like look. I know some classic guys that are at their weight. I think they like having a little bit easier off season. They can take some time off. They can spend time with their girl. They can
Right,
go on
easier.
vacation.
Right, easier.
Yeah, but they also like the way they look. They can fit into like semi-normal clothes. They're not
No,
like,
look, what they do is they pick examples of who they would rather look like. But then you don't really mention other people. And that's a big problem in social media. And that's what we were talking about is height. The only problem with being a taller bodybuilder, because you kill it on stage, you'll always win. Like Samson's condition was not as much as Nick's, but it's still more pleasing. And in person, watching a show like that, you're always going to go with the taller person. But on social media, you're the same height because they make those little things, put the verses in between.
Yeah.
So when you can be like a certain weight at this amount of drugs or whatever it is, you're just telling yourself that because no one's talking about Cedric. You're not bringing up Rafael Brandaro. Like when they make those examples, they're not talking about those guys. They'll say, oh, I would rather look like Chris Bumstead. Oh, you don't want to look like Rafael? Bullshit. Bullshit. You don't want to look like Cedric? Like I would love to look like Cedric.
but yeah.
So that's the problem with social media is they say, I would rather look like this guy. And then they say, instead of Dave Palumbo, like the example is always like the craziest, ugly Marcus Rule example. And they don't use anyone beautiful, pleasing to the eye. It's like, okay, you don't want to look like Sean Roden? Fuck you, you liar. You're a liar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Listen, so aside from you saying you look good on social media, your pictures do look like you've made some crazy progress. What's going on with you? Are you enjoying Dubai? Has it been like everything you expected?
Yeah. But
other than the turmoil you went through? I mean, other than that,
it's not really anything that's like some kind of secret out here, and it makes me realize too, is that the same for Kuwait, because as Americans or even Canadians, like we just think it's all the same Middle East, So really, it wasn't until I came out here to visit that I realized this place was beautiful. It was like beaches and San Diego. So that's when I was like, oh, I'm going to move here because I would have never gone to Kuwait and did that, I remember one time I even talked to Akeem about it and we were doing the New York Pro and he had just came back and I was like, man, that must have been fucking badass, like all I want to do in bodybuilding is eat, sleep, and train. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I would love it. And
that's what you think you want to do until they tell you that's all you can do.
See, but I don't see that's what I said, or that's what he said.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to experience that myself because my whole career, I'm always having to juggle a whole life and do bodybuilding. What if I could just eat, sleep, and train? And that's all it is. And that's all I got to do. But no, I absolutely could do this. I could do this.
But it doesn't look like you're in the same situation that they were. Like it looks like you're experiencing more than just eat, sleep, and train.
If you want to, yes, Dubai does have like it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you're right. Maybe because I have that, like it's not like I go out. It's not like I'm like going
I know
places, but maybe because
psychologically,
I know I could.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a prison where I'm stuck in a desert. Maybe I don't know.
Well, because that's what I heard from a couple of the guys. They're like, look, man, it's amazing for bodybuilding, but you really have nothing going on. You go from like the apartment that they put you in to
You're talking about Kuwait now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not talking about Dubai. I'm talking about Kuwait. Sorry, I'm talking about Kuwait. You go from the apartment they put you in to the gym to eat. You might go to the mall sometimes.
I heard there's a mall and a movie theater.
that's
really? It. You don't have your own, like, you don't really have a lot of free time. You don't have like, it's eat, sleep, and train. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, man. I don't know if I could live that way.
Certain type of person probably could.
Yeah.
Like Brandon Curtis seems to really thrive in it.
No women, which is also
and no porn sites.
Really?
Big difference.
Oh man, you gotta bring magazines, like old school.
Or fucking film shit on your phone and save it.
Yeah,
Wait a minute,
old
wait a
VHS
minute.
tapes.
Wait a minute. There's no women and there's no porn.
No, there's no porn sites. You can't get on.
What the hell?
Ask
You have
any of
to-
the guys
no.
that fucking went over there. Sergio.
You have to go back. You have to go back to when you're
No, there's
15, and
no-
it's all imagination.
Sergio, true
Oh,
or
no way,
false?
I can't do that.
Sergio, true or false? Vouch for me.
No, there's actually no porn here in Dubai either.
Really?
You could actually get in trouble for, I think, trying to go on it. Actually,
No, you just use VPN.
VPNs, yeah.
Is there?
There's
There's women there though, right? At the gyms.
It's the most beautiful that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was just there. I was there in February. I had a fucking amazing time.
Dubai's a little bit more like loose than Kuwait, like not as strict.
with women,
Yeah, so
Yeah, well, with
so,
anything.
like, little-
prison's
little-
more loose than Kuwait. Jesus.
Yeah, a little history lesson. So it's like the UAE, and the UAE used to follow old laws, like big things like, yeah, you can't hold hands with women if you're not married, and smaller things like the days of their week, they started on Sunday and their Fridays, their Saturday, stuff like that, little things like that. But Dubai and a couple of the other cities, they do their own rules. So they have liquor. It doesn't matter the women.
But I thought the liquor in Dubai was only on the resorts. Or am I
No.
wrong about? Am I
Wait,
wrong about
doesn't the liquor isn't there a
Okay.
percent they could spend on liquor based on their paycheck? I thought that was it.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No, you just can't buy liquor. You have to get a certain ID to make sure they want to make sure you're not a local buying the liquor. That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all it matters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not allowed to buy any liquor, the locals.
So locals can't drink in their own homes.
No, they don't drink.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Sergio, what are you weighing in at right now?
296, 297.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
All right, just so people get a reference as to what that looks like.
I love that picture in the hot tub.
This is you at 296.
Yeah, this is probably a little bit more. But yeah, it's still around 300.
What are you doing, man? What are you waiting for?
Well, Flaws, since you don't follow my life, I'm
I
stuck
follow
here.
your life. I know you're going through.
I can't travel. I'm
Okay,
stuck,
wait a
bro.
second. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
fucking
Let me
nuts.
explain to you how this works. So I have a podcast, and
I'm-
I know what's going on with your life, but the people watching don't. So I'm going to ask you questions that I already know the answers
He's
to.
reeling it.
And
He's
then you're
fucking throwing his fishing, bro.
I know, but it's like every show I do that they already have asked these questions. So it's going to be people who have watched those shows watching this.
Yeah, but
So-
a lot more people watch this show. So
Yeah.
you'd have
Oh.
yeah.
Not everyone's hurt.
Listen, I know some of the particulars. I don't know how long you're stuck for. Maybe you want to give people who don't know the story a quick synopsis.
Yeah.
Of,
No. I have no problem talking about it. So what really all it is, and it's still something that's kind of crazy to me, is that this place is so advanced. They're so ahead on everything, on every level. You
Mhm.
know, that I call it Futurama all the time. That's what it looks like here.
Yeah.
But their judicial system is a little slow, and them getting around to cases is definitely at a different pace. And it definitely didn't help my case that it happened right before Ramadan. So during Ramadan, they're just not working.
everything shuts down. Yeah.
And yeah, because my case isn't like a criminal case, it's not something where I broke the law or anything like that. Even when they did come back from Ramadan, it's not like they're rushing to get to these traffic cases. So yeah, it's just taking a long time. And what they do here, which is good, because there's a lot of deaths, and they have this thing where if something happens to people, you have to pay the family of the person who has died money.
Yeah.
So I'm sure my case is taking a little bit longer because since I didn't actually hit the person or kill them, they probably are trying to figure out back and forth who's going to pay, because it's the person's car insurance that pays the money.
Yeah.
So I'm sure really that's what's taking so long. But at the end of the day, that's really all it is now I'm waiting so that way that money can be paid.
Yeah.
And then I'm not on a restriction to travel.
Do you know the amount of money that they have to pay? Do you know what that is?
it's like I heard the full amount is like $50,000. It's
Okay.
like 200,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
But in this case, because we were found both at fault,
Yeah.
what they do is they split it.
Okay.
So I think technically what it's going to be like 25 grand, which is 100,000 dirhams here. But yeah, they've had a lot of that's why they made this rule, because people were. Go ahead.
Sorry, Sergio. I just want to clarify this a little bit. So the law works like, so the person was killed in a car accident by the other driver, whatever. They've decided it's both faults. You pay the 25 grand. Is there jail time, and who spends the jail time?
No, there's no jail time. And the only reason I even did jail is
like car accidents. I don't think people do jail time unless like someone was drinking and driving.
No, but wait a minute. If you have a manslaughter charge in North America, like if I run over somebody with my car, isn't that
hold on. But hold on. An accident is different than just
wait a minute. You're just using different words. Manslaughter.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what you.
No, I know. I'm just using a different example.
Hold on. If I'm driving down the road and I'm following all laws, and somebody stops short, or or I go into another lane with and a car comes in and we crash and somebody dies, I don't go to jail because of that.
But
unless you're liable. Unless you're criminally liable or something.
Yeah, unless I'm like drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to jail. An accident is different than manslaughter.
Yeah.
A car accident and somebody dying is completely different than drinking, driving, and manslaughter. Then it would be manslaughter because you're drinking and driving.
Guy, if you're driving in your neighborhood, God forbid, and you run somebody over, that's just an accident? Like, let's say you're doing the speed limit, you're not drinking, everything.
And if I'm doing 25 miles an hour, like
you're doing the speed limit,
and a kid runs out because he's chasing a ball in front of me and I hit him.
Yeah,
I don't think that's an accident. I mean, that case is different, but I'm talking about driving on the road and like an accident, like car.
Yeah, as long as you're not responsible for it.
Yeah, anyway. Like I don't know, like that case you're talking about, like a kid running in front of you. I'm talking about on a highway, like crashing.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
look,
so you're
ultimately my point isn't manslaughter when somebody dies and it's not premeditated.
Yeah.
I don't know about a car accident though. I think it's different. Unless you're drinking and driving, then it would be manslaughter.
I think what you're saying, Fouad, like you caused the death through some type of negligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
but guys saying there's no negligence because you're
right. Exactly you just couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I guess I got to get a lawyer on to figure that out. Anyway, I'm sorry, Sergio. We went totally. I just wanted to. I'm sorry.
Now you know vehicular manslaughter, right? So in this case, it wasn't either anyway. So there's no jail time. And the only reason why I even went to jail and anyone even found out about this, besides Guy Cisternino's best friend, is that
because of that, I was fucking reaching out to people, so I don't want to hear
is because here they don't do bail. They don't do you stay at home until your court date type of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone waits in their holding cell, which looks, smells, and is a jail.
That doesn't make any sense
until a judge
throw you in that.
Whatever.
How bad is a jail in Dubai? Is it clean or is it like as rough as hell?
We will not talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So anyway, so in this case, right? If they would have just had my court date, they'd figure out whose insurance is going to pay this money, and then I could travel and it'll be no problem. But it's just taking a little bit longer, and I need to try and travel to qualify for this Olympia. So I'm trying now they have a thing where you can put someone else's passport, some money, pretty much just collateral saying you're going to come back. You're not going to try and just run away from this case or this situation. So that's what I'm in the works and trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to
like a bond or something.
You're living there right now, right? Like you have apartment there?
A resident. Yeah, resident.
So how do you have a visa, or how does that work? How do you become a resident in Dubai? Because I thought it was harder to do.
Through the business that I'm with.
Okay.
Which is the New Extreme Sports. Yeah. That's got a couple of things hopefully in the works in the future. But it's the when I went to India those couple times.
Yeah.
And that's why I came to Dubai, was because Katie, my best friend's visa on the way to India didn't get approved for some reason.
Okay.
So we had to stop here because you don't need a visa to come to Dubai. You just need a visa to live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just came here just for a couple days, just for that to be done. And that's when I was like, holy shit, this place is unbelievable.
And you stayed?
No, then we went to India, and I did that, and then I came back here.
And you were
but
like,
I only came for, I said at the most 3 months. I was going to come for a couple months.
Yeah.
But no, within a couple weeks, I had already started trying to get my residency. I'm like, I'm never leaving.
What did you have back in the US? Did you have an apartment back in the US or no? Or like
I had a house. Yeah.
What'd you do? Just to abandon it? You're like, I sell everything in it. Like, I'm not going back.
We put everything in storage. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I just never came back. I still haven't been back to the States. I came for the Olympia, but I haven't been back to California. No.
I'm almost jealous of that. I don't think I could just disappear. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Out of here.
It'd be great.
Man, I just like, people are never going to understand. People, I mean, you guys understand because you know me, but people that don't know me just are going to see me as my dad's son. So it's just, bodybuilding is always just going to be like, I'm doing it for him or because of him. Like, my career and him, it couldn't have anything to do with each other if you really knew my upbringing. I love this so much, and I get so mad at myself when I am not doing my best or enjoying it or winning shows that I should be winning. So I just wanted to do something so drastic, 100% all in, that I was either going to fail, and I know that this isn't for me, or it's going to work, and we're going to find out.
So do you have any ballpark? Have they given you any type of ballpark date? Like, are you thinking like Tampa, Texas, like Chicago's your hometown? Like, do you have any idea at all, or they just left you in the dark kind of?
Kind of in the dark. I kind of have a little bit of a hint of what I might do, but the other thing that I really wanted to do is I wanted to lose any hype around me. I want to go into a show again where I'm going into it because I want to. No one knows. There's no like it's so crazy. I've never gotten into a show and I'm like, I'm gonna win. Like, I'm posting about it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna fuck everybody up. I just want to stand next to people and even get my ass beat, and then go back and be better if I can. But after the show, it's all this like, see, you're a loser.
But I don't think you're ever going to escape that.
Yeah, but I could still go into a show and nobody knows.
That
I
can
can control.
Yeah.
And the after, I don't care. But going into a show, like, I want to do it for fun. I want to enjoy it again. Like, me and you and Guy, we did this when there was no social media. There's people that have entered a show that have never not posted about, or like, they've never had something. I didn't even have an Instagram. Labrada forced me to make an Instagram. Hunter literally took my phone, downloaded Instagram for me, made me an account. That's why it's all undercase, my name. he just did it really quick, made it, and that's why I have Instagram. I was so anti-social media, and so now I just realized I wasn't enjoying it as much anymore, and I just kind of wanted to do it my way. So I have a little bit of a hint of when I might be able to do it. I'll tell you when we turn the cameras off, but otherwise,
it looks like you're enjoying social media a little bit, though. Like, I see your posts lately, like, you look really good. Your posts seem like they have a positive tone to them. Like, are you just kind of like, is it just something to do because it's a habit, or like?
No. That's the best thing, is that Black Skull has never once messaged me to make posts. I don't even know what the post is in my contract. I know we're talking about this while you're dealing with this fucking shit as we're doing it, but I think also too, like, look what you just said. I'm doing all this and I don't even have to. Some people are going to do it anyway. Some people are just good on social media and just kind of like posting about whatever it is without it being forced, and I do better when I'm not forced. So no, I'm not doing it because any sponsor or anything like that. I guess I am doing it because I feel obviously good about myself and I'm excited. But I do want to say, just to stop that before we continue, I can't imagine how it must feel, Fouad, to have competed when contracts were like the Muscle Tech and the Side Tech and the BSN.
God, that
those
was
days.
Why?
I can't imagine, because this is probably something only you are going through, to be able to be in that time frame. Like it was like in Space Jam, the guys were like the Monstars.
Yeah.
Like the Monstars, you know. It was so that was the time to be sponsored. If you weren't like a leader athlete back in the day, the second best time to be a bodybuilder was when those huge contracts were around.
That's because you only
Muscle
had a
Tech.
bodybuilder. That's it.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
No social media.
I experienced both.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine how,
because I was right in the middle of like the transition.
Yeah, right
I was kinda
after.
right there.
But Fouad, you were active on boards and stuff like that early on, right?
Well, being from Canada, I knew the only way to, because you guys, nobody would understand this now because things have changed so much. Back in the day, if you weren't from the US, nobody knew who the fuck you were.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't posting on a message board, the magazines wouldn't cover you. Like when Evan won the USA's, because I think Evan won his pro card the year after me. When Evan won the USA's, he was on the
Evan won his pro card at Nationals, I thought, didn't he?
whatever it was. When Evan got his pro card, he was on the front cover of MD.
Yeah, I remember that.
When I got my pro card, I had like a picture this big in the back of like Muscle Mag.
Yeah. And we had Muscle Mag that would promote Canadians a little bit.
So it's like, so there was no, if you were from Germany, from the UK, like
It's shot.
nobody nobody knew you. So you had to, so I knew I had to take the initiative to go on the message boards and do YouTube and all that fucking shit. But as far as contracts go, I was in the middle of the transition,
You know,
because Muscle Tech, they would be at a photo shoot. They would take 1 million photos and they would use them the whole year.
yeah.
And then you'd have to be at a booth for a whole weekend or whatever. And that was like, there was no real YouTube obligation or anything like that. But then I ended up like with Cage Muscle. I did a fucking 8-week trainer where I had a videographer with me at the gym every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Videotape, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, you've seen the whole.
this guy followed me around. Dude, the first week was hell. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this person. I'm like, I don't want you here. I want to just work out. And then I slowly started ignoring him. And then every single fucking day he was there. So, but yeah, Sergio, you're right. The back in the day contracts, like,
Yeah.
even the popular guys of the 90s probably experienced this too, because they just had the same thing. It was photo shoot, expos, travel for guest posing, and that was it. The rest of your time was spent bodybuilding.
Hey, Fouad, I just thought of something. I think you might have been the first Canadian bodybuilder to get a cover.
I think so.
Remember we had your cover release party?
Yeah, I did. The first one was, who was the first one? Muscle Mag. Muscle Mag was the first one.
And then you got an MD cover.
No,
too.
I wasn't the first. Definitely, it was not the first one. Think about it, man, because there was the guys at Muscle Tech. The guys at Muscle Tech were on a lot of covers.
Canadians?
Yeah.
Who?
Who was that? I don't know the name. I don't want to sit here and go over it right now forever, but there was one guy that was with Muscle Tech that was on so many fucking covers. There was a couple guys, I think, that were Canadian. Greg Kovacs is another one.
He was on a cover though?
Greg Kovacs was on covers, yeah, man.
Oh,
For sure he was.
I don't remember him being on a cover.
For Muscle Mag?
Yeah.
Greg Kovacs. I don't think I was the first dude.
About to find out.
Dude, look.
Yeah.
Let's see. Flex Magazine. Look how old this
Okay.
is.
He was on cover of Flex. That's his only one though, I think.
Maybe. But that's like, how old is this?
That's when he was early on.
Yeah. I mean, this is, because I remember like Muscle Tech, dude, Muscle Tech, there was a period of time where Muscle Tech would pay to have their athletes featured on covers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was like the 90s where like you would be on a cover if you're a Weeder athlete, or if you were really good, they would put you on the cover. Then there was a period of time where the magazines wanted you to spend ad money. So they would be like, if you spend enough ad money, we'll put your athlete on the cover. And I think Muscle Tech did that all the time, because if you remember, Muscle Mag was loaded with fucking Muscle Tech ads.
Yeah, well, remember there was a connection there too.
2010 through like 15 when I was at BSM, like that's how it all worked the same way.
No, but it got progressively worse, because there was a period of time where it was like really prestigious to be on the cover of a magazine. Like you had to be good. You had to be good.
And somebody.
And then after that period, and I don't know what year it was, 2008, 2010, all of a sudden the magazines figured out that the supplement companies would pay more if you featured their athlete. So supplement companies started paying. I mean, you still had to be good. The magazine wasn't going to put you on a cover if you're shit. But like that's how the game started being played after that. But I think the guys in I think that early guys, 70s, 80s, 90s, those guys, I think you had to be, it was a really prestigious honor to fucking be on the cover of something.
For sure.
So anyway, Guy, you've been more silent in the last, half an hour since ever.
I'm listening.
Ever in the history of
you guys started with really tall people, so it took me out of the conversation. I can't empathize with that. And then Sergio was telling his story, so I was listening, and then we went on to this.
But I've never ever heard. Is this like?
I was actually listening. I was intrigued.
But wait a minute. Is this like a symptom of
jet lag?
No. Is this a symptom of having your own podcast and like learning to not talk?
That or jet lag, because I'm exhausted. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning again.
Oh, okay.
Where are you coming back from?
I was in Italy for 10 days.
Oh yeah, Fouad told me that.
Let me ask, before we go into your trip for Italy, what happened? Did your eye finally, did that draining? Because we talked about them draining your eye before you left.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I had to get a needle in my eyelid.
Before he left, he had his eye infection from chopping wood and getting a piece of wood stuck in his eyelid.
Oh, you got like a sliver in your eye?
I don't know, but my eye just blew up, infected, and then this eye got infected, and they kept switching eyes, and then this one got so bad and it wouldn't go down that they had to give me a needle of like a steroid like in my eyelid.
He sent me a photo. His eye was like bleeding.
Oh wow.
So they had to drain his face. Anyway, did that help?
And then I had lumps on the inside of my lip.
Yeah, dude. What did that end up being?
What the hell?
You never told me.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something from like chewing. I was like, please don't be fucking cancer.
Wait a minute. So you have
I should find these photos.
You have double pink eye.
Yeah.
And then you have,
okay. It wasn't before the. Hold on, Sergio. See, he had to say pink eye because it wasn't pink eye. No. I'm gonna interrupt. No, because it wasn't pink eye. I don't need the ass comments.
Someone farted on your pillow.
Double infection in your eye, and then you have herpes, and it's from work. God, how convenient! Yeah. Like. You know what? I got something from sitting on a toilet seat too, right?
When you peel back the layers, you see the real story.
I knew he was going to say pink eye because everybody's going to be like, stop putting your face in an asshole.
Yeah.
I wish it was pink eye. I had to put so much shit in my eyes. I wish it was pink eye. It would have been easier. It would have been drops and done.
I had a health scare last week too.
Wait a minute. Before we go on to Paul's health scare, what did the lip thing end up being? Because you showed me a chunk they pulled out of your lip.
Yeah, my lip's still numb. This whole area is still numb.
Well, tell me about it. What did they do? What is it? What the fuck?
I don't know. They sent it out for testing. I haven't heard back yet.
Like a biopsy?
So you still don't know?
That's nothing. Stop.
You're good. You're Italian guy. You're fine.
Can I show it?
I don't care.
Look at this mess. This guy is like, what is this? Look at his nails fucked up. His eye is fucked up.
Oh my God, guy. He's having a rough go.
He's not herpes fucking. I said lumps, not fucking pimples.
You just need some antibiotics.
They gave him antibiotics. Didn't do anything.
My body, I'm so fucking shot.
Fuck.
That was like if New Jersey was a person. Pull that picture up again and just put the caption underneath. Have you edited guy? Welcome to New Jersey.
Okay, so your eyes are better.
Good.
So the eyes are better.
Good.
The lip, you still don't know what it is.
But it's fine.
But is it gone? Like, did it clear up?
Yeah, they literally cut it out and then they fucking like burn it and then they stitch it and then they tell you to go home.
Could it be from chewing tobacco? Did you ask about that?
That's what I thought, but no, he said it's just I don't know if I was just sick because my fucking like the glands in my eyes got swollen, then my lip he said it's like the glands in your lip. He said you got like thousands of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just got sick or I don't know.
All right, so tell us about Italy. What happened? How was it?
It was good, man. I just had I had 2 seminars out there, but they were 5 or 6 days apart. So I had like a long period of time to do nothing. And since I was going out there and they were paying me to fly out there and stuff. I was like, you know what, good opportunity. My parents have never been. So I just, for Christmas, I just told them that I was going to pay for everything, the flight, hotel, yada, yada, yada. So we went there and they had the time of their life, man. I just, I had my 2 seminars on both Saturdays, but in between, I spent most of my time with them. Took them to Venice the one day. My mom's like bucket list was like to go on a gondola ride. So I took her on a gondola ride.
Oh, that's nice. How was that?
It was good, man. They had fun. I was exhausted because I was stretched so thin because I was just running around with like bodybuilding shit plus mom and dad stuff. So
yeah.
But they had an absolute fucking blast. I was glad I was able to do something like that
Yeah.
for them. So it made me happy. Like that's all that really mattered.
How was the food?
Yeah.
It was awesome. Minus I lost fucking over.
How do you lose weight in the food capital of the world?
Go, and I'm fucking high strung, and I don't eat a lot to begin with, and then I'm like moving around and walking and here and there. I don't stop, so I just like whatever.
When you fly your parents to Italy, do you fly them first class?
We didn't
Business
get
class.
We were behind. It was it's because it's not economy.
It's like premium.
Yeah, they have that now. Yeah.
But you know what? I found
That's comfortable.
You know what I found when I flew to Dubai? I flew the second, like the premium or whatever.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, and I'm like, I couldn't figure out what the difference was between first and premium. They both have beds. Like I was laid.
Okay, mine didn't have a bed.
Oh, you didn't have a bed.
That substantially further, but it didn't have a bed.
I think you get like extra meals and stuff. Fouad.
It has like an office. You have like a desk.
Oh,
okay. Are you joking around? Or are you serious?
No, that's the difference between the first class and the because you had a bed where it's like a pod, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
they have like it's like a little mini room.
It's not worth the extra money though, man. Because I think I paid.
No way.
I think I paid like three or $4 grand, and I think the first class was like $8. And I'm like, I'm not paying fucking double.
That's what I paid for just my mom, my dad. It was about $3 grand for their flights.
Yeah.
How long was it?
Huh?
How long's that flight?
7. It's like 7.5 there and 9 back.
Did you see anything cool? Like, did you go to the Coliseum? Did you do anything like that?
So we went to Venice. And then after was it Venice? Yeah, Venice. After we did the gondola ride, bro, it was like they're so touristy, and it's so fucking like because we were like in a town, and then my buddy Alessandro, like his family still lives there, so we went to like their house, and the mom cooked for us on 2 different nights, and like wine that the dad made, and had like the fucking eggs that were hatched by the chickens downstairs. Like that was Italy. Like the shit wasn't so like me and my parents did that the one day, and then we all agreed like we don't really care to go anywhere else and do that shit again, because like the actual in the towns and like what people do every day, like that's like the culture, not the touristy shit.
So it's like I was telling you on the phone, and I don't know, Sergio, I'll ask you, but when me and Summer went, we did the touristy shit like most of the first like 4 or 5 days, and the last day we went to Old Dubai. And Old Dubai is not, it's old. It's fucking like, and there's like real authentic food and shit. And I was like, I had more fun there than I did doing all the touristy stuff. It just felt more like, so I don't know, Sergio, have you been to Old Dubai, or have you done touristy stuff, or are you just there like training and not really experiencing the city as much?
I've done everything for sure. Yeah. You think that because you didn't call me, that's why, because I didn't show you the real Dubai. You have to go with someone who lives here, because the touristy stuff is exactly like Guy said, like the Burj Khalifa. It is so nothing.
It was horrible. I went there for dinner. It was the worst dinner of my life.
Oh, you ate there? No.
Listen to me. I'm telling you. So I wanted to do.
I told you that. Don't eat there.
So this was kind of like an anniversary trip. So I wanted to take Summer to the very top. We got all fucking dressed up. We go up there. It's fucking expensive as fuck. I'm like, it's cool. We order some wine. It took, first of all, people were leaving because the service was so bad. It took me 40 minutes to get my first drink.
What?
Yeah. I'm telling you, there was 3 tables that left. Listen, then the food comes. It's on a plate like this, and the fucking food is it's like this big in the fucking middle of the plate, and I can't even tell you what it is. I'm like, I don't know what this is. It doesn't look like chicken. It doesn't look like meat. I'm like, I don't know. And I eat it. I'm like, this is disgusting. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? So I said to Summer, we left, and I'm like, let's go to McDonald's. Yeah, I was like, let's get a fucking pizza. I'm like, this is the worst fucking. I'm like, other than the view, it was the worst fucking dinner I've ever had.
Yeah, it's like I was like, as I get older, I'm learning that more and more when we vacation anywhere. If you go to the touristy areas, it's you know, you learn as you get older. When we were younger, you just want to go someplace to party though.
You want to know why you don't want to go to
So
tourist shit? Because it feels like you're back in the States again. Because there's 90% of the people there are all
American.
Americans. Like
Yeah.
when I was in Italy, like downtown, like in the little towns and cities, no, I didn't hear a horn honk. Not a fucking horn honk. You go near Venice, it's like fucking mayhem.
it's like New
Yeah,
York.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like New York fucking city.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well-
I want to be away from fucking people like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sergio, Summer fell in love with it. Summer
Well,
was
if
like,
only, right? If only I was going to say, oh, if only you knew somebody who lives here and lives your type of body, you know, like lifestyle, and knows you guys, maybe you could have had a good time. But no, you definitely got to come back.
I had a great time,
because
but I would have had a better time. You're right.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable here. It really is
Really?
like the future. But also, too, remember the competition is going to be coming here pretty regularly now. The IFBB's here.
the Dubai Pro Muscle Show or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and they're definitely gonna make it open. Like the turnout was so ridiculous just for classic,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and that's physique that they know there's an insane amount of money out here.
You know what
So
I
everyone talks with that they're gonna do open.
you know
Next
what
year?
I love about there. I
No,
was
not next year, but after.
I was one of the tour guides was taking us out. We went out on one of these like little boat things and we were fucking around, and he stopped and he was telling us a little bit about the Burj Khalifa, and he was like, I guess the prince or the king in Saudi Arabia is like building one that's like, I don't know, 100 feet taller, just so he could say that he is the tallest
bigger.
building. Yeah. So they already have plans. So the fucking guy in Dubai already has plans to build one bigger than the one in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, where's
It's
the
like
limit?
it's like
It's like a big contest.
it's
Yeah.
like Sergio said. It's like Futurama. There, you drive around. And it's just skyscrapers everywhere, and there's cranes everywhere building shit.
Really?
I'm
Can you
like-
compare it to anything in the US?
No,
No.
I can't
No.
think.
What,
I
you go to
can't.
that mall with the fucking aquarium in the middle?
Yeah, we went to that.
No,
We went to the aquarium. I was
Yeah,
gonna.
they already started building. They already started building that building that's going to be taller than the Burj, and they already said 2000. I want to say 26, like something really close.
Yeah.
They're going to make the first taxis flying.
Oh, really?
No. Really?
Yeah.
It's
They don't want
funny.
to have any. They don't want to have any taxis on the road. It's
Like the
I mean,
fucking
think about it.
Jetsons, bro.
Yeah.
If you took out all the taxis from the road, because the only downside here, I'll tell you, look, the catch here is the traffic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I lived in LA and I have experienced, I born in Chicago and lived in LA, and I've experienced the worst traffic in the world. And Dubai is just
I don't know.
like I live my life differently because of the traffic. I only leave certain times. I live in a certain area where I don't really need to drive anywhere because it'll drive you insane.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can eliminate all the public transportation, it would make the city completely different.
Yeah, but if there's flying taxis, it's just gonna be congested air.
You're gonna
it's the
run
same-
out of fucking. You're gonna run out of room.
You have to keep
You're
going
gonna
up a
run out
level.
of motherfucking
What do
room
you
up
mean?
there.
What do you mean? It's
Run
not
out of
just-
room.
They're not just
You
gonna be
said you're
flying.
gonna run out of fucking
They're
clouds.
not just gonna be
saying
flying
me?
all over the place.
Like a fucking Jetsons. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Listen, me and Paul were talking about the other day. So in our city here, they rip up the roads every fucking summer. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, can you not build a road that lasts more than 1 year?
Right.
So they rip up the road. It takes them like 6 fucking months to repave like one road.
You never see anybody working.
And
ever.
and in Dubai, they'll put like a skyscraper up in like 6 months.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
We'll
Like,
go to bed and it'll be a new street in fucking development.
tomorrow.
We
Well,
got new neighbors overnight. Yeah, they moved in, and the house got built in the same
Yeah.
day.
Sergio, are you planning on staying there? Like, I don't want to say permanently, but are you that happy there that you want to stay for a while?
I got my lease till I got my lease here to prep for the Olympia here at least.
Mhm.
But honestly, what I would like to do is live in both.
Yeah.
I would
That's
like to go
what
back and
Summer
forth.
said. Yeah.
Because the if you ask anyone else what's the downside of Dubai, they'll tell you
The heat.
the heat.
Yeah.
But maybe because I was warned about it for so long that when I came, it was just only a little bit more than what I experienced living in Florida. I lived in a
Yeah.
mobile home in Florida, and there was times that I almost passed out from the heat living in that thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I was expecting worse, but that's not the worst part. The traffic is the worst part. The driving,
Yeah.
the horrible drive. It's the worst drivers on the planet.
Really?
If you think an Asian woman who's blind is the worst type of driver, then Dubai is worse.
And
Because
wouldn't it just be a blind person then? Does it? 'Cause the Asian part wouldn't matter. If she's
Does it
blind.
make it worse?
It would just be a blind woman at that
it
point.
has to
right.
be racist. It has to be racist, so it doesn't work.
You know what I realized in Dubai? All they do is honk their fucking horns like nonstop.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
go
how
to
they
India.
talk.
Go to India.
They
It's way
talk.
worse.
Really?
Is it?
Way worse.
Dude,
No,
it's just
India
like
is a million times worse with the honking. A
Oh.
I
million.
imagine the
There it
traffic's
is.
really
Not
bad in
even
India too.
exaggerating.
I've been to Dubai I think 3 or 4 times. I've been to India 3 times.
I couldn't
Horrible.
believe it. You know, here, like in,
Horrible.
in North America, you know, if you're at a light and the light turns green, the guy doesn't go
Or
right
go
away.
within a blink.
No,
Yeah.
but you like you'll kind of like beep, like you just do like a really
Yeah,
like. 'cause
let's
you
go,
just-
asshole.
No, you don't want to you don't want to offend the person.
You don't want to give him the fuck you horn.
Yeah.
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 No need.
There, the light hasn't even turned green yet. They're like beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like they just
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. And I'm like,
Really
I don't know.
are.
Yeah. But I thought the same thing, Sergio. I thought, you know, Summer loved it there so much. She's like, we should just lease a condo here for the wintertime. Because the winter there is beautiful. It's like 80
Oh,
degrees or some shit.
It's San Diego weather. It's exactly like San Diego.
Yeah. So I'm like, I could do, you know, 3 or 4 months in Dubai, like in a condo or something. It's not that expensive to lease a condo, right?
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's doable for sure.
I could do something like that. I just don't know what I would do with my dog.
What is the currency there like?
I brought
compared
my
to us?
dog.
Yeah, what do you mean? Bring your dog. What do you mean? What to do with him?
My dog's here.
What do? You fly your dog over with you?
No, you
Yeah.
pack him up in a fucking big cardboard box.
No, I'm like, I don't know how you
Yeah.
fly. I don't know how you fly a bigger dog. Do you they put him in a
Yeah.
crate? Like,
Well, yeah,
Amazing.
probably. They'll probably put him under the plane.
Right.
I ain't
In a
doing that.
cage.
I ain't doing that shit, man.
No, I'll
No?
never.
I mean, unless
I'll
you
never-
get him a service dog.
How
I'll
did you
never
fly
put
your
my dog.
How did you fly your dog, Sergio?
Yeah, you gotta trick the system. Is how you gotta do it.
yeah.
Come here. Come
You
here.
got a service dog fucking vest. That's what you did.
Come here, Khaleesi. Come here. Come here. Yeah, no, she's here. Ugh. Yeah, she's big.
Oh wow.
She's like
That's like my size of my dog.
Yeah.
Famous. So what you have to do is because now all the stupid people put the peacocks and the goats on the plane. You
Goats.
you can't have emotional support animals on planes anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, they have to be service.
Okay.
okay.
So really it's like if you have some kind of condition or military. So all you have to do is just trick those people. I don't know how trained your dog is.
That's what I was gonna say.
But-
He's gonna be running around crazy. I'd be like, they're not gonna.
Oh
move
yeah,
your
if your dog,
everything.
if your dog is
Going
clearly
for everyone's balls.
if it looks like he needs his own service animal,
Yeah.
then you're fine.
No chance it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have to put him under because I just made her a
Can't do
service
that.
animal. Then I buy her a seat and she flew on the plane.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I would do that 100%. I'm there's no way I'm crating him and putting him underneath a plane. I can't do it.
You just fly
What
to
happens-
Abu Dhabi. You can't fly to Dubai with dogs. You just fly to Abu Dhabi.
What happens if the dog's got to the bathroom during the flight?
And they go to the
They
bathroom.
don't-
It's a shit.
Where?
When I got this one, she got flown to me, and she smelled. She literally they said that she was covered in shit. That to clean her off. And when I got her, she stunk. I took her right to the fucking pet place and got her completely washed.
Yeah.
No, because it's only if you go to JFK, and then from JFK here, it's like 8 hours.
Mhm.
And my dog can sleep anyway.
Yeah.
She's like a cat. She'll sleep all day anyway.
Yeah.
But then we even just give her like a little Benadryl or just something. And then she slept most of the whole flight. And then as soon as you wake up, they have bathrooms in the airports.
Do they? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I think I've seen those in the U.S. I don't think in Canada we do though.
yeah. They're like turf areas almost.
Yeah, I've seen those, but I think only in the U.S.
So, Paul, you had a backed up colon, right?
I had diverticulitis, who had a little
Now
bit more
that's a
serious than that.
that's a
That's not
transition.
good.
Yeah,
That's a-
yeah, that was a hard
Not
left.
good.
That was a hard.
Well, we
Yeah.
were talking about guys' herpes and pink eye, so I thought
Yeah,
we'd talk about your.
I had
Your,
diverticulitis.
Does anybody know what that is?
Yes. So
Was that
maybe
a guy?
nuts and little things that don't digest in your system, and they get fucking stuffed up in your colon. You get like a bad fever. You're really sick. You die from that.
You can
Yeah,
die from it. I told
He
Fouad
didn't,
that.
he didn't have any of that. He had a stomach ache.
For me, it was a stomach ache, but for some people, it's death.
He's like, I have diverticulitis.
So you
He's
had
like,
nothing. So you had nothing.
he had a stomach ache, and he came.
Oh, I was bad, Fouad. I was on antibiotics, 2 different types.
He came to the gym. He's like, I think I have a hernia.
What?
Like-
Yeah, I thought it was a hernia at first. That's what it felt like.
Your stomach hurt that bad?
Yeah, it was like a stabbing pain in my left lower abdominals.
You eat a lot of nuts?
No, I eat walnuts. But no, I've read that that's kind of been dispelled. They don't think it's
Really?
related to that anymore.
What is
Guy-
it from?
You're just susceptible to it, apparently.
He came to the gym. He's like, I drank a fiber shake. I took a big shit. I feel better. I'm like, you just had to take a shit, man. It wasn't
No.
like a fucking.
It's like it's a medical condition, Fouad.
Is Paul hypochondriac?
No,
Yes.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, this is-
Whatever. When's the last time I was sick?
Lately, the last couple of years, it doesn't mean you're sick. It means you worry
Yeah,
about getting
Paul.
sick.
What the Paul? Sometimes you answer. You got to stop and think before you let it out because that's not what it means.
He's like,
it
I'm
literally
not a hypo-
means what you just said.
Okay, when's the last
It
time I
means you
thought I
think
was
you're
sick?
sick and you're not.
last year you had pneumonia. You thought it was cancer.
It was COVID.
No,
It was. I
not
had
COVID.
COVID first. I was one of the first cases. I know.
This fucking guy. This guy, 4 months before COVID even comes out.
It wasn't
He's-
4 months.
Yeah, it was. It was
It
fucking.
wasn't even COVID's release. COVID didn't even have a release.
Yeah,
date
it
yet.
was.
They didn't tell
it
you about a
wasn't-
guy who was here.
Listen to me. So it was the December before COVID even like came out publicly. Paul had pneumonia.
Bad.
So then COVID, like 4 months later, they're like, this is COVID. And Paul's like, I had it first. I'm
I
like,
did.
like, it originated in
It-
China. How the
It
fuck did
matched
it
every
first?
single symptom.
Yeah,
but I
that's
was
'cause
at it.
That's because it matches pneumonia symptoms.
I was in Niagara Falls where I caught it.
Oh, you were at one of the little fucking little dance places.
No. I
I
was
know,
there for the
I know
show
it
that,
goes on in
the show-
Niagara Falls.
it was for the show that you won, guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2019 Niagara Falls Pro.
Got
You-
COVID in November.
Yeah,
Get the
Dude,
fuck out.
they didn't release it till March.
there was a lot of. There's
I actually got it in March.
really?
Yeah.
So you
Paul
probably
got-
you probably
Paul got-
caught it from me.
Paul was the first case, apparently. That's fucking. That's what I mean.
Patient zero.
And he's always got foot problems and shit. Like
I do got foot problems. I'm
You
getting
have
old.
gout?
See, no, I don't have gout. My wife replaced the tiles on our kitchen floors.
It's
If you're gonna tell me these
That's
tiles
what it's
are
from.
for your feet, I'm gonna.
That's
throw
what it's
up.
from. It's from the tiles.
It's not the tiles, dude.
It is the
Paul,
tiles. You
Wear
could look it up.
slippers
Fouad.
in the house. Wear slippers.
I do, guy. But I swear, even if I forget to a couple times, it comes back. I've had to get this thing shaved up my foot. I tell you, I've had to get this thing
What
shaved up my
comes
foot 8
back?
times now.
What comes back? The pain.
It's like a painful callus on this one corner of my left foot that reoccurs now for like the last couple of years.
Old man, it's not
Look it up, Fouad. Tiles.
I'm looking it up. Paul might be right. Paul might be
I'm,
right.
I'm serious.
Listen, foot pain. If you have one of the following foot conditions, you may be more at risk for developing foot pain from walking on a tile floor. Bunions,
See?
plantar fasciitis, Morton's neuroma, heel spur, gout, fallen arches, flat feet, or arthritis.
See, I have flat feet.
I've had plantar fasciitis when I was in high
That
school.
sucks too, eh? I've had
I had
that
to
too.
get
That sucks.
cortisone shots in the bottom of my feet, but that was from jump roping for 30 minutes straight in college, not from walking on tile to make a fucking popcorn shake.
Paul's going to make a sandwich. He's like, I can't go to the kitchen.
Yeah, I got plantar fasciitis for making a ham and cheese.
At what point do you switch to hardwood floors, bro? I think it's pretty expensive at this point. Keep that thing
We
shaved
spent
off.
we spent a lot of money on these floors. I don't want to replace them now. So I just go to the foot doctor every couple of months and get this thing
Why
taken
don't
care
you
of.
why don't you just get one of those like padded things that go in front of your sink?
I have one of those in front of the sink, but it's the rest of the kitchen.
Yeah, but just spread it out. Like get a couple more.
I could look at like a bunch of laneways with this padded stuff. Hey, the
Yeah.
wife will never let me do that.
Ollie's like doing that where the floor is lava just to get to the coffee mug, climbing on the counters.
On my tiptoes.
Mission Impossible.
My kids watch that show.
Every time fucking he walks up to the where the wood meets the tile, here, fucking Mission Impossible song starts playing.
I just can't imagine like walking on hardwood is better than walking on tile. It's
Because
still
there's
hard.
a give.
because
There's a
wood-
give.
The wood has give to it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's, here, comparable to this. Fouad,
wait,
comparable to running outside or running on a treadmill.
I get it, but
Yep.
what about like padded slippers? Doesn't help.
I have them, but like I said, like I'll get up in the middle of the night to, go to the bathroom, grab a couple cookies, and I'll forget to put my slippers on.
Hey, that's God punishing you for going to get cookies.
I know.
Not your bunions hurting
Hey,
you,
guy.
fucking slob.
Guy,
What the fuck?
he says He says it like it's normal.
Yeah,
He's
like 9 July.
I get up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but to go binge at 3 a.m.
I
when my
do all the
bunions
time.
hurt. Like, how dare the tile hurts at 3 a.m.? You
Everybody, everybody gets up in the middle of the night to piss. Paul says the piss part and then adds in, and I might grab some cookies.
I do have a bad habit of doing that. Really bad
Are you
habit. I
sure
did
it's
it last
not
night.
just diabetes from eating all the cookies?
No, I'm good. I take metformin, Sergio. I'm good.
Oh,
I take a proactive approach.
How many cookies in if you wake up do you get? And don't lie. Don't say like 2 because that's bullshit.
Anywhere from 4 to a row.
Oh yeah. So you actually do you take them to go, or do you just sit there and just slam them down?
I sit there 2
dude.
at a time. I sandwich them.
Guy, you gotta
I wanna
watch.
bite him.
Listen, if you watch Paul eat, you will fucking die.
You said that to me at the Olympia.
I'm trying
No,
to get better.
It's not just the steak cutting. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like when he eats, he'll fucking jam his mouth full. Like
I don't know why I do that.
his
I'm
cheeks
trying
will
not to do it so much anymore.
Really?
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
So wait,
My
you
daughter-
take one bite and then just take another bite and another, and then you start chewing.
I'm very messy when I eat, so I try to avoid making crumbs on my shirt. I try to one bite everything. I know it's stupid. So, but my youngest daughter now has picked up on this habit of mine. So I'm afraid that she's going to choke. So I'm really trying to stop doing that.
Wait, can you guys? Okay, Sergio, guy, can you just listen to the thought process? If I take a bite of this cookie, it might crumble on me a little bit. So
Let me-
instead, I'm going to put the whole fucking thing in my mouth.
I know, but I don't know what it is. I can't eat cleanly. I can't eat.
He did that in my car one day. He gets in my car. He orders.
Oh, he would never be allowed to eat my car.
Listen, we
Never.
go, no.
Never.
We go to Tim Hortons and he gets
that muffin.
We get a coffee. He orders a muffin. I'm like, dude, and he's done this before. So I was like, don't eat that fucking muffin in my car.
Or no, you break the muffin
goes,
off in
"No."
the bag,
Yes,
and then
guy knows. No, not in the bag, but
He goes,
you break it off in the bag.
that top of it.
No. Listen, he goes, don't worry, I'll one bite it. He pops the whole top off and he puts the whole top in his mouth, so there's no crumbs. Like, what?
But then
you're
I sat on the
massive,
stump.
bro.
Remember when I sat on the stump?
That's
when
why.
I got up.
Wait, and you want me to feel sorry for you that you have stomach problems when you're one biting everything you eat? You were fucking.
Yeah, I never thought there might
Wonder
be.
why your fucking stomach and colon don't.
I might never thought there
You
might
can't
be.
shit out a whole potato, Paul.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're expecting, bro.
Yeah, I do have some bad habits.
It's weird. I never understood that though, because I like to binge. I fucking eat a lot of shitty food.
But I
can't-
enjoy the chewing process.
No, not just that. I can't imagine. Like, I like to eat a lot and then go to bed. I don't want to get up in the middle of the night and eat more and then go back to bed.
I don't know where this habit started. It started a couple years ago, and I need to break it though. It happens too much.
At the lunch table and getting picked on, and people were taking your food.
No, I don't know where it came from. I really don't. Just something I started a couple years ago.
Right, you know what? I have to stop eating before bed, and I literally last night I sleep like shit when I eat before bed, and it doesn't matter what it could be cookies, or it could be fucking a protein shake, or it could be fish and fucking or eggs. I fucking feel like asshole trying to sleep.
Yeah,
I had this talk with Adam Hotchkiss, the doctor that's on my podcast, and I said to him, I sleep better when I eat a lot.
I feel, dude.
Before bed.
you do. I know. We've talked about it.
Last night I had some gummies, and I had these like things from Trader Joe's, or like pretzels, and they're covered in chocolate, and they got almond butter in the middle. I had some of those and some gummies after I had my meal. Dude, I fucking sweating and fucking, I'm like, this sucks.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I can't, and I wake up constantly.
Dude, I'll smash a large pizza and then I'm like, I sleep like a baby. I'm like, oh.
I can't, no. I've been sleeping so bad since I've been home. And then last night I go, it's gotta be because like when I got home, I lost a lot of weight. So I was smashing food before bed. And then every night I was fucking sleeping like shit. Then I would eat more like food the next night, like whether it was like some ice cream or just like fucking I was trying to get calories in.
Yeah.
And every night I slept like shit. And last night I was like, I'm not doing that again. I fucking
but I'm not okay. So without being an ass, even if I'm eating clean, I have to eat like my normal end of the night meal, say, is like ground beef and eggs.
Okay, and then how long until that meal till you're in bed?
Half hour.
Okay,
But like,
so you're not going to bed hungry.
What I'm trying to say though is like, if I eat a small meal, even if it's clean, I have a hard time sleeping. I'll
Because
fall.
you're hungry.
Oh no, I'll fall asleep really easily, but I wake up like fucking 3 hours, 4 hours later, hungry.
Ready to eat.
Hungry?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've lost discipline as I've gotten older with that. Like when I was younger, when I was bodybuilding, I would go to bed hungry because I wanted to be lean. I wanted to stay lean, whatever. Now I've lost that discipline. I got to
Because
get
you
it
know
back.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, according to like Chris Tuttle, it doesn't matter. Like he said to me when he was helping me, he's like, look, if you like eating at night, it's fine. Let's just ramp your meals up. So like eat small breakfast, and just make the meals bigger.
Okay.
And then your meal before bed can be like, your biggest meal. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's like, as long as your calories for the day are your calories for the day. I don't know if it doesn't feel like it works that way for me, but I always feel better and I feel like I'm getting leaner if I eat a smaller meal before bed. So I don't know. Anyway, Sergio, do you eat a big or small meal before bed? If you're not, let's say you're not prepping, it's an off season. Do you sleep better if you eat more or less?
They're always the same size, no matter what. Whatever.
Not like a cheat meal.
In the off season, they're all cheat meals.
What do you mean? You do it just to keep your weight up.
I don't eat like chicken and rice in the off season or fish.
What's a average like last meal for you before bed?
The off season, yeah, it's literally like when the off season, I have such a problem eating that it literally every meal, every day is whatever. It's the weirdest thing. I try and think of things in my head, and if I'm hungry, then I'll eat it. Because I'm not hungry at all. I'm so fucked up. My stomach is so fucked up that I just go through things, and then I swear to God, I'll come across something, and then I feel hungry, and then that's what I'll eat. That's the only way that I can eat.
So you'll sit there and you'll be like beef, chicken, fish.
Yeah, I'll be like, no, yeah,
burger,
except but in off-season options like
burgers,
tacos, right? Yeah. And then when I literally adds an appetite to my stomach physically.
Yeah. You know what's one thing? There's one thing I can eat no matter what. It's pasta. Pasta, ground beef, doesn't matter if I'm full or not. It's something I could eat. Is there something like that? Sergio, you have stomach issues. You don't have anything like that where you can always get it in?
No, I wish. Yeah.
Did they ever figure out what the issue like really is, Sergio?
Yeah, what it is it's a combination of I was born with hernias that I'm always going to have acid reflux for the rest of my life. Like it's just a ridiculous amount. So in the off season, but it's funny you say this because I just said for the first time in my life, I'm going to actually keep dieting after this show because when I'm dieting, I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Anything and any amount.
Yeah.
And we probably all do the same thing. When we're dieting, we're like, oh, when this show's done, I'm going to keep eating clean.
Yeah.
You know what I always wanted to do? I want to have a protein bar. I will never eat a protein bar in my life. I'll eat a Snickers. There's no reason ever in my life that protein version of things will taste good to me. Yeah. Never. I've never eaten protein cake, cookies.
You mean better than the original version is what you're saying?
Never. Not exactly. I'll eat one bite. I'm like, this is disgusting.
I love a good protein bar.
Now,
some of them I like.
What he's saying is that no protein bar is ever going to be better than like a Snickers or
never. No.
Milky Way.
Never.
No. Well, of course it's not going to be better. I'm saying I fuck myself up so bad.
He doesn't like it at all.
Oh.
What?
You're saying you don't like protein bars at all. It's not in comparison.
Right now, I would eat a box. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In off season, I've always had this like mentality because I started so small, so skinny. I have to try and eat 10,000 calories a day to be able to be Mr. Olympia. And the problem is when you do that, you start to just figure out any way to do those calories. So when I was used to compete, even as an amateur, I would look up what are all the worst places in the United States to eat, restaurants wise, and then I would go eat there. If you ask me any question, if anyone ever wants to call me and ask me, what is the worst restaurant? What is the worst fast food place? What's the worst meal? I know all the numbers.
Oh, you actually came at you like, you went there at the, it was, wait, it was Cracker Barrel.
That's the worst.
Cracker Barrel is my favorite place to eat.
But I went at like a different. You're like, oh, you went at the wrong time, and you're like, oh, and her star means that. Remember?
Oh, what come on.
Explain to me.
Who doesn't know what the stars mean?
I had no idea what you were talking about.
I don't know.
It's good because everybody watching the show is going to know what I'm talking about.
I've never eaten a Cracker Barrel.
I have once.
We were together. Hold on, listen.
You've never eaten it before?
No.
It's the best. It's the best.
We don't have in Canada.
It's the best breakfast.
You got mad, right? Because it wasn't that good when we went.
Okay, tell me about it.
You got everything paid for.
They're judged on how many stars they have on their apron by how good they are.
Okay.
how long they've worked for the company. It does. It matters. It matters. But anyway, Cracker Barrel's the best. But if anyone's wanting to go eat the worst place, PF Chang's is the worst. One of the
Really?
worst
I love PF Chang's.
It has so much calories.
That's
See, I already
validity
know.
right there. That's validity.
I just instinctually knew. Shit.
Yeah.
Really, PF Chang's is that bad?
Yeah, if you want to get the most calories per one thing, the double Whopper has the most calories.
I love that Sergio knows this. We're now we're connecting on a new level.
Sergio, the fact that you've never just like posted this for like information for fat people is crazy.
Yeah, people would love this.
So wait a minute, I gotta go. This
would be like a viral video,
or just any off-season bodybuilder.
Wait a minute, I gotta go back to the stars, please. So the waiter comes to your table and has a fucking apron with stars on it,
and Sergio goes, "Oh, he has."
So wait, so if the waiter comes to your table and the apron has 1 star, what do? Do you move tables?
Hold on, listen, I'm going to tell you. Hold on, I'm going to tell you.
Tell me, that's what I'm waiting for.
I'm going to tell you. Shut up, listen. Sergio doesn't want me to talk. That's why I'm trying to interrupt. You say I don't interrupt. I'm trying to interrupt and you're not letting me.
I don't like the new guy. I like the old guy better. Go back to the old guy.
Blurt it out.
This fucking guy's so quiet now. What the fuck?
There, dude, our orders, they're out of this. The fucking girl brings the wrong this. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting across from Sergio, and Sergio, she walks away, and Sergio goes, "It's okay. It's because she's new." I go,
"How do you know?"
He goes, "You can have no star."
No, he goes, "She has 1 star." He goes,
"She had no star. She had no."
Oh, she had none. She had none. She had none. She had none.
Yeah. If you don't have any stars, it just says a rising star.
Like really, like a prospect for a gang.
And it has like a shooting star.
He's like, I want to get those stars.
Okay, wait a minute though. So what do you do if you sit down?
If you're Sergio, you let him fuck everything up, and Sergio got so mad, ate everything, and then got everything paid for.
Oh no, you complained about it all afterwards.
God.
Awesome. No. He's trying to make it seem like I did something. I used to
fucking everything they brought out was wrong and sucked. Everything.
No. I used to serve. I used to be a waiter, so I would never be that. I'm never that guy. But yeah, the order was messed up, but I wasn't being a dick. No,
I didn't say you were.
Can you just move? Can you get up and move to somebody with 5 stars?
Yeah, you could, of course.
Huh. This is interesting. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
But it's good
for them. It's good for them too, because then that's how much they get paid. They get paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
It's like a level.
This is it could be a good and bad thing, because in one sense, if you sit down and somebody has 1 star, then you're like, okay, well, you know what to expect. But in another sense, if the person's great, maybe you're expecting it to be shit already because they only have 1 star. So you put a prejudgment on this person.
No, not
true.
people,
unlike Sergio, that don't know what that means.
So, do you have to rate your server when you're done eating? That way, that's how they get their stars.
The bell before you leave.
No, I mean, like, is there a card? Is there a card on the table, and you got to fill it out?
What?
No.
Yeah, if you don't fill it out, they don't allow you to leave either, Paul. They lock you in.
How else are they going to know if their server is good or not?
Handcuff you to this table.
But I mean, like, so how else do they get their stars then? Like, I understand with experience.
It's about experience and years with the company.
He said
it's only based on experience only.
Experience and how long you've been with the company, and like if you got experience, I guess, and like
but
so it's not performance based.
Well, you would think if somebody
you know what, Paul, call up and ask what their fucking promotional status is and how they do it. What do you want me to fucking say? I'm throwing out guesses here. I don't know if anybody knows Cracker Barrel's fucking standards, let us know in the comment section.
Guy, you see why I'm so angry all the time? This is what I deal with.
So no one else was thinking that.
You better have
no one else was thinking about that.
Paul, you better have a lot of weed ready for next weekend.
I got you, guy. Don't worry, buddy. I got you covered. I got some surprises for you.
Fouad, you should make jackets for like when you sign somebody new and just have it say like HOSSTILE on the back and just have it say like rising star on the front.
With the shooting stars.
Yes. Shooting H.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some questions before we go.
Too funny, man.
Fouad, before we go on, now you have to go eat a Cracker Barrel because you're definitely gonna have people in the comments angry. The easiest way to go there.
You've never had it?
I've never been. No,
we can go tomorrow. Whoever going to States tomorrow.
Oh,
all right. Go on.
That's where you go when you go to the Arnold. That's the breakfast spot when you go to the Arnold.
Tell them what to get.
What do I get?
Well, it depends. No, that I can't tell you because everyone has their own.
All right, tell them what you get.
What do you get?
The hash brown casserole that they're just their hash browns is the best, and their pancakes are the best.
Hash brown casserole. What's
Well,
in
it's
it?
just their hash browns.
Oh, it's not like mixed with anything.
No, because didn't they not have that when we went?
No. Mine's the easiest. It's just hash browns, eggs, and meat.
Don't they
I
have
don't get
cornbread?
I don't get anything crazy, but they have a bunch of
Got
crazy
cornbread?
meals.
They got cornbread?
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
love, I love cornbread.
And they got cheesy grits, which are banging.
I tried those for the first time recently. I remember where were we when I tried those? I didn't like them.
You didn't have
What's
the
that?
Cracker Barrel, that's why.
What's
Maybe.
that? What did we have?
Cheesy grits. You said I was trying to be like Ronnie Coleman.
You got cheesy grits from Cracker Barrel served you by a 4-star. That's fucking good breakfast, kid.
I think it's when we were at the Arnold's. I ordered some for some breakfast and food. It's like, you try me, Ronnie?
Well,
Figure-
that's fucking Paul for you. That's what he does. All
I
right.
just want to try it.
Okay, let's do some questions real quick. We got like a little bit of time. What's going on, guys? We have been working very hard at Hostile to make sure we have all our products back in stock. We're also working to come out with some new stuff. Now, the new stuff coming out, a lot of it's going to be limited, so you want to make sure you get on it first, sign up to any emails, sign up to any newsletters, and also there's some app exclusive. If you don't have the Hostile app, download it now for Android or Apple, and you'll be the first one to be notified of any new limited drops that come out. Also, because I love you guys, use code RBP at checkout, get 10% off your order. And I'm going to take you guys to the website now. Check this out. This is the homepage. The Bloodshot Watermelon is back in stock. Here is the Unlock app exclusives tab. Shop now. Go ahead, use code RBP and support our brand as we keep growing and keep making things better for the bodybuilding community. Thank you guys very much. Greg Goliath. Am I even huge?
He's a mutant.
Is he the biggest bodybuilder on earth?
He's huge.
Is he that big in person? I've never seen him in person.
I don't mean like, pure muscularity. I just mean overall mass.
I have to say, I mean,
What's your definition of a bodybuilder?
yeah, he's back in the
Is-
day, right?
I'm not talking about a competitive bodybuilder, somebody who trains.
Did he compete?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
He's not pro though?
Would you
I
not?
don't know.
What's your definition, Sergio?
A bodybuilder, I think, is someone who competes.
Or has competed?
Yeah, but that's tricky, man.
Yeah, of course, or who has. But yeah,
Okay.
because
It's more
otherwise,
tricky now because of social media.
then that means every single person at LA Fitness is a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Do you consider
Just
men's
because they
physique?
work out doesn't mean that they're a bodybuilder. Like,
But I think
that-
you can be okay. That's why I always like to split it between bodybuilder and competitive bodybuilder.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, but
how
then
that's
what
how I
if
like to say
you're
it.
retired? What if you're not?
Wait, hold on. Do you say you play football if you play flag football once in a while with your buddies in a fucking
Yeah,
I think it's
Technically
different.
you could.
I think it's different.
ah
I think it's different because listen, I there was a guy. I used
you're a
to,
weightlifter. That's when you're a weightlifter. A
Can I-
bodybuilder.
no,
different.
weightlifters are based on weight. Bodybuilders are based on building their body.
or I like
And
working
eating.
Let me give you a scenario, and then you tell me. So there was a guy I used to go do cardio at like 5, 6 in the morning in Toronto when I used to get ready for shows, and there would inevitably be a guy there every fucking morning with his wife, training his ass off. And he would have his food with them and shit. He would sit down after and eat a meal and leave. Anyway, this guy lived the entire life.
That's what it is then. That's what he's doing.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you live the life of a bodybuilder, how can you say he's not a bodybuilder?
Because isn't bodybuilding being meaning the end result, which is stepping on a stage, a competitive?
No, because it depends on the context of the conversation. If somebody says to me, "What do you do for a living?" and I say bodybuilder, that implies that I compete and earn money as a bodybuilder. If somebody says, "What's your hobby?" and I say I'm a bodybuilder
I bodybuild.
or I bodybuild, that's also valid.
I would say, yeah, like I lived a bodybuilding lifestyle minus the
Yeah.
fact that I don't compete.
I think of it as a lifestyle.
Then you're right, Fuad. Then the easiest way to separate it is someone who does some kind of manipulation with their diet, because then you're a bodybuilder. So your guy, for instance, he's a bodybuilder. If he's definitely traveling with meals, he's a
Yeah.
bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's a
very
lifestyle, I
easy-
think.
Very easy to work out. That's
Yeah.
that's something everyone almost does do in the world.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it ultimately comes down to the context of the conversation you're having.
Yeah.
Because I think if you
Well,
say
let's
this is
Craig.
a,
Let's
this
use
is-
Craig as an example. Does Craig
Well, it's
watch
tough
what
because
you-
if you say I'm a bodybuilder, usually like if you say I am something, it implies that you're earning a living from it.
yeah, I don't think he tells people. I don't think he tells people I'm a bodybuilder.
No, I don't think so either. I'm not talking
No,
about
no.
Craig. I'm not talking about Craig. I'm just talking about somebody in general. If somebody says I'm a bodybuilder, it usually implies that that's their job, does it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you work at Ford on the line, but you live the bodybuilding lifestyle, do you say I'm a bodybuilder or do you say I work at Ford?
Hey, I'm a bodybuilder. I work at
if somebody
Customs.
goes, what do you
Oh,
do?
you know what? Wait a minute. We have somebody here.
I'm that guy.
Paul is that guy.
Yeah.
Paul works at the border,
Yeah.
but he lives the bodybuilding lifestyle. Is Paul a bodybuilder?
Well, I've lived that lifestyle for 35 years, at least.
Is Paul a bodybuilder?
Paul gets up every night and eats fucking a roll of cookies. No.
Well, yeah. I guess I'm slowly getting out of it. Yeah.
he's a bad client, is what he is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's tough, Paul. I don't think you're a bodybuilder.
I'm a bodybuilder, 100%.
You like to bodybuild. You like to live the lifestyle.
I
but you're
live
not-
the lifestyle of a bodybuilder still,
But you like to binge
Yes.
eat like a fucking.
except I don't get on stage anymore.
So it's
But
like
I like to binge eat. a
so
little
it's
bit
like
more.
somebody who doesn't play in the NFL,
Excuse
but
me.
they go out to the field every day and run the sprints and throws the ball around.
You're a
and does
practice squad.
They
Practice
do,
squad.
yeah, they do
You're
all
a practice squad.
Yeah,
You're on the practice squad. You're a
Yeah,
practice
yeah,
bodybuilder.
yeah. I'm a retired bodybuilder.
Surge practice squad.
You're not a retired
I'm
bodybuilder.
a retired bodybuilder.
You never earned a
From
living in
now on.
bodybuilding,
I retired in 2008.
Surge, they'll just say, "Oh, you're on the practice squad. It's fine."
but you never earned a living doing it. So what are you
I
retired
had
from?
a sponsorship.
No, you didn't.
Muscle Tech. Muscle Tech for
Not a
years.
financial sponsorship.
Well, it was product.
Okay, wait a second. You weren't earning a living bodybuilding.
No,
So can you
You
say?
arguing, Paul.
So what are you retiring from?
from competitive
Your hobby?
bodybuilding.
You're
From
retiring from your
competitive
hobby.
bodybuilding.
You're retired from a hobby.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just no.
I'm a
but I do-
retired pro skateboarder. I'm a retired pro snowboarder. I'm a retired pro football player. What else is there? I'm retired baseball player.
You could say, I guess you could say I retired from competing.
Yeah, more accurately, I would say I live the bodybuilding lifestyle still. That's how I would accurately describe myself.
Yeah.
However I work.
You mean the way Fouad said before you argued?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
But I consider myself a bodybuilder.
But now we're back to square one.
Well, just because I live the lifestyle of one.
Paul, we just came to the conclusion that you're wrong. Fouad was right. How it was fucking said was the right way. And then you go back to saying, yeah, but I'm going to say it anyway like this. Knowing you're wrong. So that just makes you a liar, I guess.
Oh, we'll agree to disagree.
You guys are definitely best friends, without a doubt. That's it. That is a Fouad one-liner if I've ever heard it.
What bodybuilders would have made the best pro athletes?
Who? Like
What bodybuilders that you can think of would have made great pro athletes?
Chris Bumstead.
Brad Rowe.
Why do you say Chris Bumstead? Because he can dunk a basketball?
Yeah.
That makes you a great
And Chris
athlete?
was an athlete too, though, I think.
I
in,
would say
college.
Brad Rowe's pretty athletic.
Brad Rowe. Yeah, Brad Rowe's
Very
athletic.
athletic.
Samson.
Why Samson?
He used to play rugby.
I used to no now, bro. But like currently, like how they look as a bodybuilder.
No, I don't.
thinking that.
I don't think that's what it means though, because I don't think anybody at 300 pounds is going to be a good athlete.
Well, no, but I mean, like Brad at 260, 270 was still very agile, could run, fucking jump,
Yeah.
fucking like that. That's what I was taking.
Oh, look at James doing backflips.
I thought it meant like if they weren't bodybuilding, who would be a good pro athlete?
Like, who's got the best athletic
Oh,
ability?
that's okay. That's not how I interpret it. My bad.
Sergio,
It's funny. It's funny you say that because one thing that I wanted to do before I retire is I want to do like a race of the bodybuilders. I wanted to ask Ian just because a few of us did track and field, and I wanted to do the Kevin Levrone kind of race.
Yeah.
But the problem is now if we do it now, we're gonna all tear our hands.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, somebody's
Yeah.
leaving there in the fucking.
So it has to be something, at the end of our career. I want to put this, bet out there. But no, I believe I actually would be because I gave up a ton of full rides to do bodybuilding.
Really?
I was 145 pounds and I gave up full ride scholarships to do this fucking retarded ass sport that we do. So I would love to race people. I would love to swim, race them. I would love to do a football game of a couple of like retired
cool.
ass bodybuilders.
There's something you could do.
I think that would be really cool.
That would be a viral video for sure.
It would be
A
huge.
retired football video.
Bodybuilders playing football.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose,
Oh,
Yeah. Let's
Fucking
do it.
let's go.
Let's set up a retired.
Let's
football.
go.
Imagine how slow and shitty it would be.
Oh
I
my
don't think
god,
so.
how many injuries there would
For
be.
yourself, Fouad.
Come on, guy.
Yeah.
You're not fast.
I'm 190 pounds, bro. I'm not 240 anymore.
That
I'm
just
a lot
means-
quicker at
that just-
190.
That just means you're small. It doesn't mean you're fast.
Bro, oh my god. You know, I'm sorry. I don't believe you lose athleticism. I believe I think I'm still very athletic.
Of course, you lose athleticism. You were probably really good at when you were 25, and now you're 40.
Well, yeah, just like I was good in my 20s at bodybuilding, and I fucking fell off the ladder at 40.
I think we should do it. We should
Let's
set
do
it
an
up.
Olympics. Just do a whole Olympics.
Well,
Bodybuilders
me
Olympics.
and Guy already had the
Exactly.
TRT Olympics. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it at
right
Guy's house.
Oh yeah, you got the property to do it.
Do shot put.
Shot put, yeah.
I did that.
Javelin.
I did that. I sucked at that, I think.
Listen, what realistic dreams do you have about life and goals? And if you could, what realistic dreams do you have about life and goals? And of you could pick that particular one. I don't know what the second part of that means.
I think he meant to say, and
if you could pick that particular one. Oh yeah, he just corrected it. And if you could pick one of that, why that one?
One of them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not. It's the way it's
Yeah,
written.
no, I know.
What realistic dreams do you have about life and goals? I want to own a yacht
I don't want a gym.
and a private jet and a helicopter.
until you know how much it really costs just to have it sit around, it
Joking.
ruins it.
I know that. I don't. I'm.
Sergio, do
because
you
I'm
know?
on a
Sergio, do
boat.
you know how much to fill up the gas on those motors? I know what it costs for a normal size, like big fishing
Boat.
deep sea boat.
Right,
I know.
exactly.
It's over $1,000 for
I
like a 1 or 2 dual engine. That yacht is like 100 grand.
It might be a small. It might be a small yacht. It might not be a very big yacht. All right, fine. I just want a private jet then. Just do a private jet. That's good enough. Am I the only one? Nobody has any goals?
Yeah, I don't want a jet.
What do you want?
I mean, I take one, but it's not my
What do
first.
you,
It's
what
not
do you
one of my
want?
goals.
What do you
Paul.
what do you
I
want?
want a gym. I want my own gym.
You want your own gym? Okay, that's a goal. That's a good goal.
You have one like fucking pretty much fucking Fouad?
Yeah, but I want a commercial gym.
He wants,
I
he
want
wants a public gym
yeah.
That's really?
with
Yeah.
members and shit.
Mhm.
What about you, Sergio?
My like 5-year plan, or maybe it might take a little bit longer. I want to bring bodybuilding to Cuba. I want to have the first bodybuilding show in Cuba. I want to open gyms there. I think how they did with Puerto Rico Pro and stuff like that, because it's not just like putting something that already exists in a country that it's already there. It's like completely a whole country. There's no bodybuilding in
Bare
Cuba.
knuckle.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. And I think that would it would change, like once after I die,
Yeah.
there would be things going on. And I think that'd be really cool that the best, there's 2 athletes that left Cuba that are like one of the best, and they're actually both my family. So my dad, right, he left, he escaped, Castro tried to kill him, this whole crazy story, ends up becoming one of the most famous people in one sport. His brother, Tony Oliva, ends up being in the Hall of Fame for baseball, and both of them left this country to go play for the United States. It would be really cool if their descendant now is able to bring something back, a different type of fitness culture, and that live on forever. You know, what if there's gyms 20 years from now, 30 years from now that they have? I think that would be something kind of really cool.
Yeah. Guy?
So this is like a self thing, right? Like something we want, like material thing.
It says a goal.
Yeah, not like 2 chicks at the same time.
What realistic? Well, it could be. It could be. It's a realistic
I was
dream.
gonna say I always wanted to buy my parents a house down in like the Carolinas.
Look at you guys making me look bad. I'm like, I want a jet. You're like,
But it doesn't matter. I already knew you were gonna say something fucking that you wanted. Like
I want
if you
world
didn't, and if
peace.
you didn't, I would have right in on you.
well, I want to have fun. You guys are like take it all serious. Like fucking the fuck. I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just,
Yeah.
Oh, but if I wanted something, like if I want, like I could, there's things that I can tell you that material wise I want. I like
Give me-
I
give
like
me-
to get
give me a material thing that you could dream of having.
like a fucking like a house in like Alaska.
Alaska? Oh, yeah, there are no doors one.
Yeah, you're
Alaska's gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
in a log cabin, like on fucking 100 acres, and that'd be fucking great.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Mhm.
I'm gonna.
I used to
steal
work
it.
on a sailboat. I would definitely want to have my own.
Did you really?
sailboat. Yeah, yeah, bro. I was
What?
the
I didn't know that.
I was the fucking first mate.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah, yeah, doing all of it, running all
Get the
the
fuck
jigs.
out of
Huh.
here.
Yeah, it was cool. I really did it like I was really into the movie Waterworld. Anyone ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's how I was on the boat, holding the string, fucking swinging around over the water, coming back into the boat, putting a show on.
So
Huh.
Sergio wants a,
No, stop it.
Sergio wants a sailboat. Guy wants
Yeah.
a house in Alaska. Paul wants his own gym. I want a jet.
So you can build a gym in Alaska, and Sergio can sail there.
Yeah, and then I can
Or
fly
you
us
can
back.
pull your yacht. You can pull the yacht can pull Sergio's
Sailboat.
sailboat.
How common is it for bodybuilders, active or not, to go to therapy?
I think it's pretty common.
Physical therapy or mental therapy?
Yeah, we all should be in therapy, but I don't think that many go.
Listen, I think he's talking about mental therapy, but I'll say everybody goes to. I think everybody goes to physical therapy. I used to go once a week.
I go 3
After a
times.
certain point. When you've been bodybuilding for a certain amount of time, probably you
He
start.
doesn't mean physical therapy. That wouldn't make any sense.
He means mental therapy. I think.
Yeah.
I went to mental therapy for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think I know a couple other guys who've talked to
I went for
therapists.
marriage shit when I was married, but not for like personal stuff.
That didn't help at all, did it?
No, it did absolutely nothing. Actually, It was
You know what
such
I
a
thought of?
fucking
You
waste
know,
of
would be a
time.
really good. You know, would be a really good plan
Such a
next
waste
time.
of time.
Next time we have a guy who's having trouble with his marriage, we should use this. We pay the therapist to agree with the guy about everything, and then it solves the problem.
Oh, that'd be great. Then you go back, the guy will go back and just be like, "You're wrong about everything."
Fouad, I went. This was my first therapy session with this, this was a guy at the time, and
Yeah.
we went together.
Yeah.
I swear, you could DM Bethany and ask her. I'm not making this up. The guy looked at us both, and then the therapy session went like this. You guys should not be married.
Really?
No way.
That's
We're-
cool that he was honest, though.
Right? And we walked out, and she's like, "I'm never going back to him again."
That's good that he was honest, though. He could have just took your money
Flat
and
out
tried to
said
help
That's
you.
not.
you
That
should not
doesn't
be
mean.
married.
That doesn't mean he's right just because he said it. He's being honest.
No,
He's
but
just giving you his
I
opinion, though.
I didn't expect the therapist to just come out and fucking.
That's a really shit therapist. Because
But
it's-
wasn't he right though? But wasn't he right?
Right.
I mean,
well, I mean, they're not married
mean,
anymore, but
Because imagine Fouad, he could have
I'm
been
here
like,
now.
he could be like in his head, these guys are fucked, but I'm going to take their money anyways and just string them along for a couple years.
yeah, but I'm saying it's fine that he gave his honest opinion, but doesn't mean he was right.
No, yeah, it doesn't mean he's right for sure.
Like
In this
maybe-
case, he was.
Maybe somebody else could have been like, "Hey, you know what? You guys have a lot of fucking problems, but I think I can help you."
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but instead
This
they
guy,
saw.
I
this
don't
guy
know.
must have seen some pretty bad relationships to be like, you guys, I can't help you guys. You
I'm not
guys are
speaking
finished.
like the not the mental side.
This is what he does for a living, and he was like,
He's like, there's no helping you guys.
Give her that ring, just to let her take the ring and go. Dude, I don't know. Like for marriage shit, I don't know, bro. It's kind of like you either can make it work and you know what to do, or you're being an asshole and you don't.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of
Like I can say this, right? And I don't know if you guys can agree with me. I can usually dictate how good or bad my relationship is with a girlfriend, depending upon how I'm acting. If I want to be a complete asshole and a dickhead, I know I can make the relationship just fucking go downhill. We can argue. I can fucking find a reason to get in a fight. Or if I'm being nice and normal, like I know that the relationship could go completely fine.
But I
with
think
no
I think everybody's like that. I think
Well, that's my point. Is that I feel like
Yeah.
people don't need to do that because they know how to fix things.
if you want to.
I think
I'm talking about marriage. I'm not talking about the mental side. I'm talking about marriage shit.
I think you're right. I think in a marriage, well, I shouldn't say all the time, but I think majority of the time, if you remove ego or you remove I think you could probably figure things out.
Yeah, ego I think is the biggest.
I
thing
said,
for
you look at, I've told this story before, like me and Summer, when we met, we fought a lot. And I remember calling my sister one day and I said, "Hey man, I'm like, we're having a problem." And she goes, "You've been calling me a lot about this." She goes, "I'll tell you this." She goes, "If you're having this much trouble this early on, this is not going to work out." But my philosophy was different. I'm like, maybe if we fight enough, we'll get
Just told
through.
me this.
right.
Yeah, I told Guy this. We'll get through all the problems, and then
Yeah.
it'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah, which could be.
And that's how it ended up. We got
Yeah.
we basically fought out all our problems, and now we're just like, okay, we understand each other.
I've heard a lot of couples who've been together for many years say the first 15 years we fought. Now we're good.
Well, 15 is a long time. I think
Well,
for us,
That's
it was
a
like,
long time to last.
That's well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
They just settled.
They just
is 17 too young to have the, in quotes, balance doesn't exist mindset for bodybuilding? I have 1-2 shows and I want to get my pro card and do this as a career, basically sacrificing everything for it.
you
The
won
seven-
2
the
shows
se-
at 17. There probably wasn't a lot of guys in your class.
Well,
Relax.
they were teen classes, so whatever. But he's proud of himself, guy. Don't shit on his
Be
accomplishments.
proud of it, but like be realistic too. Like,
He's
Yeah.
asking.
Go to college.
He's basically asking. I've already decided that I want to do this for the rest of my life. Is it too soon for me to ignore everything but this?
Yes,
I would say yes. So, but that's me.
I would say yes too.
For sure.
Because it's 17 years old, you don't really know what the fuck it is you want to do yet. You think you do.
Yeah, and you don't.
I would.
You know.
I think I would agree. I would be careful. I mean, look, if knowing, I have a real problem with somebody 17 taking like drugs and shit. That's my problem. Because it's like Guy said, like, I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I think taking gear changes the way your mind works. And I'm like, let's say the 17-year-old kid doesn't live the hermit lifestyle of a bodybuilder and continues to have a normal life. Maybe when he's 22, he's like, you know what? I kind of like living normal life. Maybe I don't want to do this bodybuilding thing anymore.
Mhm.
But let's say at 17, he starts doing gear and he's like just focused on, he's never going to get to experience the other side of it.
Yep.
So he may go down this path because he's already put himself in that hole without actually knowing what the rest of his life could bring. So I would agree. I guess I agree with you guys that if you're 17, you should probably try and experience as much shit as possible so that you can figure out if this is what you really want to do.
Do you remember Fouad? Quite a few years ago, there was a kid at our gym that competed in one of our first shows, and he was like men's physique or something. You know, it wasn't a bodybuilder, but he had a really good look at the time for that category. And he was young, and he asked us. He was like, "I just won your show. You know, I'm getting all these like positive feedback. Do you think I should drop out of college and do this full time?" He was like an engineering student or something. We're like,
Oh,
no.
I was like, no, dude.
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah.
no, stay in college, stupid. Like that's this.
Yeah.
You want a show?
I told that there was a kid, my buddy Bobby owns a gym in PA, and I was there one day, and Bobby's like, "Hey, I want you to talk to this kid that comes here." And I'm like, "Why? What's up?" He's like, he's young, he like has this like bodybuilder mindset, like he wants to do bodybuilding. He's like, he's doing like gay for pay shit. He's like, I need you to talk to him. So fucking B. I was talking to him, and this was a couple years ago, and he was telling me and I go, "Listen, bro," I said, "I'm not saying you can't be a bodybuilder." I'm like, but what you're doing right now, I'm like, you need to like stop worrying about the gym. I go, stop worrying about fucking this and that. I go, and he dropped out of high school.
Oh.
And I go, dude, listen, I said, you go to high school, you get your degree or your diploma, whatever it is. I said, when you get out of high school, I said, I will help you for fucking free for as long as you want. I'm like, but you need an education. I go, at least high school. I was like, to get somewhere in this life. I go, and doing it the way you're doing it. So I sat him down, I talked to him. Do you know, he put out a video. This was like probably 6 years ago. I tried to talk to him. He put out a video that somebody sent me because my buddy knew it was about me, about how he talked to a bodybuilder back in the day. And the bodybuilder told him to stop bodybuilding. Meanwhile, he's still just a shit amateur
Oh
bodybuilder.
no.
Took none of my advice, never went back to high school, did nothing, and is a bodybuilding coach now.
No. Fuck no.
Yeah, and he put out a video about how I told him he shouldn't have. And
can I
I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have, actually.
It's hard.
Can
That
I ask
in
you
the-
guys
in the
something?
moment.
So Sergio, Guy, you guys are both pro bodybuilders. Did you experience life before being a pro?
No, for sure not.
No. When did
No, because
you
you
turn?
never had a chance because if you're all in, you're all in. Like you, I know me. I know. I can speak
I
for
also
myself.
turned. How old were you guys when you turned pro?
27.
Yeah, I was really old.
I was 26.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sergio. In the years,
Yeah, but that's when I won my pro card. When you win your pro card doesn't mean that's when you decided to start doing serious bodybuilding.
true.
So I was all in 10 years before that. So I know, if anything, I tell people when I go to guest posings or appearances, I tell them, if you realistically want to be a really good pro bodybuilder, you have to completely give up your 20s. And that's something a lot of people won't do. They won't, when you're turning 21 and you're not going out and you're not going to clubs and shit like that, that's really hard for people to do, to be that all in that young. But you have to, like, look, I won my pro card at 30. And right, I remember when I was 22, I was working at a club as a bouncer, not drinking, bringing my meals, you know, like doing shit like that. I could have easily just been hanging out in the.
But so that's what I was doing. So I mean, I experienced bouncing at clubs, seeing all that shit, getting in brawls, fights, and still being a bodybuilder at the same time and not letting it affect fucking anything else.
But you weren't buying the bottles. You weren't having the tables for yourself.
I had a totally different 20s than you guys. From 20 to 25, I fucking drank my face off every weekend.
I never did that.
And I made sure. Yeah, I experienced life all through my early 20s.
But you know, I never wanted to do that.
And maybe I would have been, maybe I would have been pro sooner, but I don't fucking regret it. Because once it started to get more serious, like once I won my first nationals, like the heavyweight class at my first nationals, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I think I can do this. So I slowed down on all that shit.
Yeah.
But I got to the pro level while still enjoying life.
Yeah, we still partied once in a while. We partied like once every couple of months or so.
No, that was after turning pro. I'm talking.
Yeah, I never partied, but I never
before meeting you, we would go out every fucking Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reckless, man. I used to drink and fucking do drugs, and fucking Sunday morning I would sleep in and then wake up and start.
Here, let me ask this: is that like quote unquote like experience life? Because I never did that, and nor besides smoking my fucking weed, I wouldn't want to do that in my 20s, 30s, or even in my 40s, like that. Well, type of drinking and doing drugs. Like I'm just like I never wanted to do that.
No. But wait a minute, guy. I think the term experiencing life is going to be different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
All I'm saying is in my early 20s, 2025, say, my friends were all lifting fucking weights, eating tons of food, drinking on the weekends, partying, fucking meeting chicks, doing all that. Like, yeah. And I didn't forego any of that. I was part of all of that. But as long as I was excelling in bodybuilding, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to keep doing the stuff that makes me happy.
Yeah.
So I did all that shit until it got to a point where I was like, okay, I think I'm going to make a living at this now. So I stopped, partying, and I stopped all that shit, and I got more serious.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
know, Sergio, you worked on a boat. I mean, you had to experience a lot of life shit, no? Before bodybuilding?
Yeah, but that's only because I worked every possible job you can think of.
What I'm saying is that's you said you didn't experience life. I would say you had to have doing a lot of this shit. I mean, what I know about you. I mean, to say you.
Yeah, but we could do a whole show on what you consider experiencing life, because right.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I worked on the boat. I wasn't my boat. I didn't book that boat for that sunset cruise. That's experiencing life to me. Yeah. Is when the people that I was serving the drinks to while I'm working, the boat, they're experiencing life.
Can I sum it up for real quick? Sorry, Sergio. Let's just sum it up this way, and then you guys can tell me what you think. When I say experiencing life, I mean when you're bodybuilding 100%, like Sergio says, and you're all in, bodybuilding is always on your mind. Even if you're doing something else,
it limits you.
You're still like, when's my next meal? Am I going to be too tired to go work out? Blah, blah, blah. So I guess what I'm saying is like, experiencing life would be like, yes, I was bodybuilding. Yes, I was excelling, but I was also doing this really fun shit over here. So that's kind of how I interpret it. So yeah. I guess in saying that, then Sergio, if you're on the boat or doing all these jobs, were you having fun doing any of them, or was it more just a way to get you through bodybuilding?
Yeah, it was just a job for bodybuilding. Every job I picked since I moved to Florida to pursue being a professional bodybuilder, every job was molded around being able to eat my meals and go to the gym. If that job didn't allow me to do that, I either got fired or I quit, because I was just going to still keep doing those things no matter what. So yeah, no, that's definitely one thing. I mean, I guess looking back, like how Guy was saying, I guess it led me down the right path to some pretty cool jobs. But no matter what, yeah, every decision I made since I got in my car, left Chicago to move to Florida, was everything for bodybuilding.
Guy, you didn't like take vacations or go to parties or like any of that in your 20s?
Dude, I barely drank when I was in high school, man.
Not drinking. Let's just say You still went to a party. Like, did you go to
I still went
parties
to
with your
house
friends?
parties and stuff, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
drink. Like in college, dude, I was in college for 4 or 5 years.
Did you go on vacations and stuff like that, or did you skip all
Bring
that
my
shit?
food with me. Yeah.
You know what it
Yeah,
is?
So you did experience life.
I think because me and Guy were stoners, you have different types of parties.
Well,
fun,
right, see,
yeah,
I
yeah.
only started smoking when I was 30, though. Back then I was a loser. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I guess when you're a stoner, your get-togethers and your parties, they're not
different.
drinking.
Yeah,
I think I was
Yeah.
Sergio. I think I was a stoner without the stone back then.
Yeah. Just like right, just chill, go with the flow, right?
Yeah,
There's
like
no-
high strung, but like I just didn't like to. I don't know. Like even in college, like I bounced at clubs, but very rarely did I ever drink.
But you do outdoorsy stuff. Like I've never been camping.
I was outside fucking for 8 hours yesterday, painting and fucking shoveling stone and mulch and fucking putting up lattice and.
I don't know. My philosophy was always like, as long as I'm progressing, I don't give a shit about anything else. That's kind of how my thought process was.
That's
And
how it should be.
And every year I was doing better on stage. So I was like, I'm not going to stop doing this other shit that makes me happy.
Yeah, it wasn't impeding your progress.
If you're
or anything.
if you're happy living your life, I think you're fucking living life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Happiness is hard to find.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because I can tell you firsthand, I was all in on bodybuilding and not happy, and the unhappiness is actually fucking you up more than having a little bit of fun. So you can be all in and do worse.
I think Ian said that before. Ian
Because
said,
you resent it.
yeah,
I definitely was resenting bodybuilding.
Ian said there was a period of time where he was so all in and so robotic that it actually like didn't make him feel
The
good.
detriment to him.
Yeah, he did better. He did better when he like loosened up a little bit.
I just want to say something with the question that you had before we move on, though. That because people do that all the time, right? I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to leave my wife for bodybuilding. They're so all in. But you have to remember too, and we all did this, you gain so much weight in the beginning of bodybuilding that you think that that's going to continue to be the amount that it'll take.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding really doesn't start until one, your progress slows down and you're making none from being all in.
Yeah.
And once you have to start passing up other decisions in life, because like this guy in high school, it's very easy to be a bodybuilder. You have no other distractions,
responsibilities.
no one coming to, not even responsibilities, just even opportunities. I think a big thing in bodybuilding is you have to pass up a lot of normal opportunity jobs to stay a bodybuilder. So there's going to be times where you can for sure make more money having another job, but it's going to take you away from bodybuilding. And it's not until you start making those decisions that are you really a real bodybuilder. Because in high school, everything's paid for. You don't have to worry. And there's no one offering you a sick job that you can now take care of your family with for sure, that you're saying no to for this imaginary, sport.
Right.
I've told
Sometimes you got to be all in with it, with the life that you live and the circumstances you're dealt. Like to me, you can be a father and have kids and still be all in, but you can only be all in with like you can pack your meals in, but you can only go to the gym for 2 hours. That's all you have. But if you go to the gym for the 2 hours to be a bodybuilder, like, and you bring your meals with you every day and you're doing your cardio, like you can still be all in, but all in based on the parameters of what your life gives you.
I experienced what Sergio was talking about when I was 23. That's actually the time I knew, because I had a job that was paying me a lot of money and it was a real job and it could have been a real career. And I had to make a decision.
Everyone's had that.
It was my brother. I was working for his company. I was making really good money. Could have been a career position. And he was like, listen, you can't go to meetings and be 290 pounds wearing like sweating in the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, you can't represent us like this. He's like, you got to make a choice. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm like,
what's wrong?
I'm like, thank you, man. But I'm like, I don't want to do this forever.
Yeah.
That was the first time I knew I was going to be a bodybuilder. I was like, okay, well, I've quit school. I've quit a really good career. I have no fucking choice now. So that's
passing up a for sure for a question mark. Makes you an absolute bodybuilder.
And I remember my brother saying to me at that time, he's like, dude, bodybuilders don't make any money. He's like, you're making a mistake. And I was like, well, I'll learn the hard way, I guess.
So many girls early on that I dated literally said, like, you going to the gym is like you having a second job. So it's either me or the gym. And I was like, deuces.
That's an automatic fucking, you're out of here.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're even making you choose
2 or 3 times to me.
That's a
the
selfish.
fact that they're making you choose is a for sure red flag enough.
For sure.
Never, ever. If a girl ever said to me, I'd be like, you're fucking gone. Don't even,
Goodbye.
listen, there was a girl I dated that used to say to me, "Why are you at the gym so long?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute." I would let it go at first. I'd be like, "Listen, man, I do some cardio, fucking with stretching, whatever." After like 3 weeks of this shit, I was like, "Listen to me. Don't fucking ask me."
One more time.
Yeah.
Say
I was like,
Even say Jim.
I was like,
No,
I was like,
say it
I was-
one more
yeah.
fucking time to me and watch what fucking happens.
I was like, this is one thing in my life. If I want to take 3 hours at the fucking gym and stretch and do cardio and shoot the shit with the owner and then work out on my own time, I don't want to fucking hear it.
You want to
But
take 3 hours to do your fucking hair and your makeup and your
Yeah.
eyeliner and your lip gloss? I want 3 hours at the fucking gym. Shut up.
I'm like,
But that's
this
where a
is
lot
not-
of guys are pussies. A lot of guys will just be like, "Oh, okay, I guess I can wait."
What would your
No,
wife
train.
do if your wife said to Harry to fuck up?
I set that boundary very early on, guys.
No,
I
he did.
very
No, he
early
did.
on. I did.
You
I
did?
was like, I
He
got
did.
one thing. I got one thing. I go to Jim and Fouad every day. You're not
Yep.
taking that away. And so don't question me about the time. And she's good. You know, like just early on.
I
she's
was
probably
here
never
before
dated a
you,
bodybuilder.
Fouad will be here after you.
Because I'm the first bodybuilder she's ever been with. So, you know, she wasn't used to our lifestyle. So, but that's one thing I set a boundary with pretty early on, and she's always respected it.
But it doesn't just go for bodybuilding, it goes for anything. I think if a guy,
Yeah, whatever's important to
if
you.
a guy has a thing that he loves and it's like his soul, let's say you work your ass off at work and you fucking have kids, like Paul has kids, and like you take care of the house and you do all the things your wife wants and you're a good person, you don't fucking cheat on her, you don't, and you have one fucking thing in your life that you love.
That you're
Yeah.
passionate about.
You should be able to say, look,
Yeah, little-
this is, I take care of you. This is for me. Don't fucking,
Right.
don't interfere with my shit. Like,
Right.
I agree.
but there's guys out there that will. And
I
that's
know
when you-
guys who have.
and that's when you end up living like this really shitty existence because you're like, all I live for is to take care of this person, and I don't do anything for myself that I like.
Listen, I know one guy, Fouad. I'm not going to say you don't know him anyways. It's someone that I work with, but
Yeah.
his wife is pretty insecure apparently, from what I know about her. He started getting himself in good shape a couple years ago. Started going to the gym every morning. Started getting in good shape, and she was like, "You're done with that. You're done. You're not going
Fuck
back."
No,
I
there's
know.
no way.
I know, and he did. He doesn't go.
I'd be like, you could. Does he have kids?
He does now, but at the time he didn't. But now he's locked in. Now he's
Yeah, but that's the thing. If I didn't have kids at that time, I'd be like,
I know that was his opportunity.
fucking-
I don't know what was wrong with this guy. I don't know why.
Is she gross?
Yeah, she's fucking gross. I don't understand why he puts up with that. He's not bad, you know. He's not a bad looking guy.
Did you bang him?
I was just gonna say
I'd
that.
bang him over her probably.
Okay, we'll do a couple more and we'll go. Sergio, you tired? You all right?
Okay, but yeah,
What
Go
time
ahead.
is it over there?
it is
11 o'clock. Yeah, we'll do
Mhm.
we'll do one more. How do you know it's love you have for a girl, and how soon did you know for your wife?
Is this the same guy that's in high school?
No, no, different guy. How do you know it's love?
I can answer that one for you. If you
You
want.
have
Well, let
for
us know. Give us fucking love doctor. Let's go.
Okay. Love isn't like when you're young, you think it's like love at first sight. Like you have this like fantasy in your head that you're just gonna see the right person, your eyes are gonna lock, and you're gonna fall in love, and everything's gonna just turn out great. I think there's an obviously an attraction that happens immediately, but love you build through what you do for each other, how you grow together, you know, the things you experience together.
Would you say that love is less about feelings than people think it is?
Is love less about? I
think it's
think it's more about.
feelings definitely are a big part of it.
The reason I say that is I think people, like when you talk about like when you first meet somebody, right? They're like, oh, I'm so in love with this person. That's this like crazy feeling you have. But I don't think that's real love. I think it's like,
I think that's more
Yeah,
physical.
that's what I
think
meant.
it's, yeah. So I think it's like 5 years later. Now this person's a companion.
Right.
I live with this person. I pay
This person's seen me at my worst.
I pay
at my
bills with this
best.
person. I fucking,
Yeah.
I have so to touch on this, I have friends, right, that will date girls. I don't say I love you, and if I do, it's not fucking anywhere right away. Just I don't throw it out there. My friends will hear me hang up with Nicole, and they're like, "You didn't say I love you." I'm like, "I've been dating her for like 6 months." They're like, "It's a long time." I'm like, "Dude, what?"
Mm,
you haven't
They'll
said I
date a
love
girl
you.
for 2 months and start saying I love you. I'm like, "Whoa,
Wait,
Yeah.
you haven't said I love you in 6 months?
no."
But wait a minute,
from-
I don't think there's a time limit on that. Sometimes you make
No,
a
but I'm
connection.
saying,
Right.
I have,
just
I have a
not-
You just said you had to build it over time. You saying 6 months?
No.
And that-
What I'm trying to say is, I think love in a marriage is not just about feelings.
Oh, there's more involved for sure.
I think there's a lot
I-
more
I
involved.
think-
In marriage, yeah,
question.
of course, because it's a that you're talking about life.
Go ahead, guys.
It's a
Sergio,
life
sorry.
sentence.
Guy, will you take a shit with the door open?
Hell no, I don't do that.
Sergio,
I don't.
I still don't do that.
I don't.
Wait, hold on.
You-
I do. Wait,
Well,
I
you
do
can-
that because it's only me and my fucking dogs here.
Yeah.
No.
No, if no one's home, I do.
If there's a chick in the house, no, that door is fucking shut. And if I even hear the door handle get touched,
I yell.
I'm fucking losing my
Me
mind.
too. Me too.
I
It
don't
happened
play
this
that
morning.
fucking game. And I don't want to
Well,
see
you-
a chick sitting down either. I don't care if you're fucking, if I hear a trinkle or a balloon, I don't want to hear shit. That door gets shut.
Will you
I
fart
agree.
around her?
What?
Will you fart around her?
Like when I was married, yes. Like girls now, no.
Yeah. I don't fart around my wife
I
often.
can't. Oh, you're a pussy then, Paul.
I fart-
I do not often.
I fart around my wife, but I fart into the couch.
That's what I do.
And what? And you don't say anything?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you wait for her to sit down and it fucking resurfaces. You go, babe, you stink.
No, my wife knows now. She's like, I know you're gonna do it because you cross your legs every time. So she knows I'm farting into the couch.
So you fart like a girl.
Well, because I want to squeeze my cheeks together.
Oh my god!
Hey,
What
Paul,
the
you might
fuck?
want- Fouad, you might want to reevaluate your best friend.
I know.
He farts with his legs together.
So if I don't want it to be loud, if I want it to muffle it,
So you can't wait. You have no control over your asshole. You can't even fucking squeeze your
Guy.
asshole. That's-
Guy, you won't be in the bathroom if your girl's taking a piss.
No. I've had girls say like, "Yeah, I gotta pee," like, and when I'm in the bathroom, like they go, but I'm not like if I walk by my bathroom and the fucking door's open and she's sitting down, and I'd be like, seriously, don't do that.
well, what about when you were married?
When I was married, my ex-wife didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
My wife at the time.
I've
But
never.
only if she was peeing, right? Like she wouldn't do that.
She would pee, but she wouldn't. Yeah, she wouldn't poop in
Yeah,
front of me. No
yeah.
way. But
even
yeah,
if it's after sex pee?
after sex pee, that's different. It's
Yeah.
different.
Sergio, have you been in a relationship where you shit in front of the girl?
No,
What about her the other way around?
no way.
Yeah, I can't do that either.
I want to enjoy this thing. I don't. there's a lot like I don't want to
I
have an
wanna enjoy
uncomfortable
it.
dump. I don't want to have an uncomfortable shit. Like that's not fun.
I
Like when I
wanna
sit down to
enjoy
take a dump, I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be like all nervous and like making sure like certain sounds don't come out or like doesn't plop hard or how far is it going to fall, where is it going to pinch off? Like that's insane. I want to just shit.
Yeah, I want to be alone.
I want to shit and answer people on Instagram. That's what I do. When
Well, I thought that question was stupid, but it ended up leading into a great segment. I'm glad.
Thank you, Sergio. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go, Sergio. It's late. Thank you for coming on.
I'm
brother. I
actually
appreciate
going
it.
back for cardio. I got to go one more session cardio. Going back.
Oh, damn.
Well, listen, I hope to see you over here soon. I hope whenever you get over here, man, you can get into a show soon and we can fucking
Yeah.
watch you kill it again.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
see you on
bro.
stage.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I just miss doing what I do. It doesn't matter what really comes out of it. Of course, I want to win, but yeah,
We'll get back to it,
that's
bro.
what we're talking about if you're a bodybuilder or not. To us, anyway, it's competing, and not being able to do that is it messes with your head after a while. You have to take time off to get better. It's the catch, you got to take time off to get better. But you take too much time off, and it starts to fuck with you.
Yeah, 100%. All right, boys. On that note,
All
we'll
right.
talk to you guys soon. Okay.
All right, guys.
See you
All right,
guys.
Talk to you later.
Later.
Bye.